Can I hit it?
Some results may vary, episode 6.
Woohoo!
That's this many. We got, as usual, Kat, Joda, and we have the lovely and talented Joni Phoenix. Is it pronounced Phoenix or Pheonix? Or
Phoenix.
Phoenix, okay.
Yeah, just like the city.
Pheonix.
I was just thinking Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
Just like,
That's what Phoenixes do, right?
Like when you were
Rise out of
They
the
do
ashes.
rise, they do rise.
I was in the Army and they loved it. Like Private Phoenix, like it's always done me good. I cannot complain one bit about it.
Wait, that's your real name?
Yes, that's my real name.
I thought that was just like your...
No.
Do you know how many hippie girls I've seen with the last name Phoenix, which I guarantee is not their real last name?
No, that's not. I'm the original.
That's really your last name?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then, my brother's Jesse Phoenix. My dad's Roger Phoenix. We're from the Ava, Chester area up there.
You should have said Arizona somewhere.
Whenever I stalked you, I wondered if that was your real name.
Yes. And I always get so mad that everybody uses like fake names, and I'm like, if you were meant to be a star, you're meant to be a star. You're gonna have a great name. Get Yoda.
Like Bob Zimmerman.
Do you know my middle name?
Do you know who that is?
I know some Zimmermans.
That's Bob Dylan, Bob Zimmerman.
Oh, right on. Right on. Oh, I didn't know that.
I posted on one of Zach's things like a month ago. It was something. And I posted, in the words of Bob Zimmerman, "No, babe, you ain't the one, babe." You heard that song? Where he says babe like 5,000 times. And then some girl came on and some lady was all like, "Oh, Bob Dylan does that song too."
Well, Axl Rose is Bill Bailey.
Right. We did have our Axl Rose conversation last podcast. Did you know that Axl Rose's father got killed in Marion, Illinois?
What?
Marion,
He got stabbed.
Stabbed? Like by who?
Don't know.
It's crazy though. We looked it up.
But was his dad like in the federal pen and got stabbed in the pen or something?
Oh, I don't know.
That would make more sense.
It would.
But I don't think he was.
Because also, what's that? Woody Harrelson.
His
Wasn't
dad.
his dad in the...
I don't know if he was in Marion.
He's in, what's the one? Menard.
Oh.
So I
His
used
dad
to be
was
a
a killer.
I used to be a guard before I became a musician. I was a guard at Chester Mental Health.
Oh, right.
Really?
Yes, right up there next to Menard. We had the craziest of the crazies, and oh my goodness, yeah, that's what I did, and I had enough. Like I lost my soul,
Oh, I bet.
and I just walked away
I
from the
bet.
job.
I couldn't imagine doing that.
Missed my kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not for everyone. I worked as a DSP at the state mental hospital.
Yeah.
And I only made it through training. And when they put me onto the floor, I was used to working at a Scylla home. And there were very
I used to work
high
at Silly
function-
Homes.
very high functioning,
Yeah.
you know, and I thought it would be something like that, and then I got in there, and those workers, I'll just fucking say I don't give a shit, those workers were so mean that I could not take it, and I was taking that shit home with me, and I was like, nope, I'm out.
I stopped every day and did yoga on my way home along the Mississippi, and then I played guitar every day at lunch by myself. I never went to the bar with them because I don't drink. I smoke weed. And that's my thing, and I like peacefulness. But those guys, they had no problem doing some cocaine before they go in. Just don't smoke weed and go in.
Oh, I
Let's do some
bet.
cocaine.
Yeah.
What?
Let's try to start a fight with the inmate.
Yeah.
Sorry, but no, I know what happens.
It does.
So does this go live?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll post it tonight.
I gotcha.
No, he won't. He'll wait like 4 or 5 days.
No, I will tonight.
Okay.
I had a problem with that one because it wouldn't hook up to the internet, but...
You're getting the hang of it though, right?
Yeah, a little
You're
bit.
doing better than I'd be doing. I did a data reset on my phone, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. I still haven't recovered my Facebook. Just got in my Google. And I'm good there. I'm just good.
That's like I can't get a new phone because I don't know the passwords to anything that I have.
Yeah, that's
So I can't. If I get a new phone, I'll lose everything.
So anybody who's watching on my Facebook, go to the other Joni Phoenix now, and accept, have me as a friend because I don't know my password. Simple. Don't know my password. Change my phone number.
My phone's blowing up.
Yeah. What the hell?
I don't know.
What are you popular on a Sunday night for?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm never popular.
They know you're doing a show. So, I know that you took a break from music, playing music on stages.
Yes.
And that's like the last time we talked, which has been like a year longer.
Well, let me tell you about how I became a musician.
Do tell.
I was a heroin addict 14 years ago.
Okay.
And I was sitting in rehab, and I could not read the Bible. I don't read. I can't sit still that long or look at something that long. And so I saw this guy playing guitar, and I could see how he would just go away. And I'm like, I want that. So I talked to hire Joni, and we made an agreement. I put down the heroin, and I play guitar.
Hell yeah.
And I've not touched heroin since.
Right on.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, I just picked it up and just went with it. I was first in a band called Roadside Pickers. When I met you, we played on stage before you at Fright Fest.
That's right.
That's the first night I met you in 2019.
Damn, it's almost been 5 years ago.
So I'll tell on myself, back in the 90s, I accidentally did heroin once. And do you remember when I was telling you, my friend, that I almost OD'd?
Yeah.
So I was with that guy, and we were at some trailer in Carbondale, and I thought it was like going to be cocaine. And so the guy like put it on there. I mean, this is how stupid. Like when you think about it, I'm like, how did I live through some
You
of
weren't
this
roofied
shit?
ever?
Maybe.
I have been.
I'd like to be.
Tell your story and I'll tell my roofie story.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, the guy said it. I didn't know who he was. I mean, and this is sad because I have got friends and they have done drugs, and once they did it, they never did come back.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Back in
you
the
know-
day, that's how it was.
So I snorted it thinking it was cocaine, and we left like directly after that. And it was really brown. I remember that.
Some dirty
But
ass coke.
I was just like, yeah, maybe it's just some really good. It was dark in there. It smelled like cat pee. I don't know. You know.
A regular trap house, you know?
Yeah. So I'm like driving, or he was driving, and we pulled up at the stop sign, and we sat there for the longest time. And we were on a back road, and we just pulled up to this like T in the
Just fell
road.
asleep for a little bit.
And just sat there for the longest time, and I just looked at him and I go, we didn't do cocaine. That wasn't cocaine, was it? And he was like, nope. And I was like, well, what the fuck did we do? What is it? You know?
How are you feeling?
I was about to nod the fuck out.
She's like, I felt amazing.
Well, no, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
I would rather go the other way.
As someone who has rare insomnia, I'm glad that I never got exposed to heroin because I probably would have jumped right into that.
Yeah.
I'd have jumped right in, I
Well,
guarantee
you and I have talked about that too. I can't even take a Benadryl because I get a hangover the next day.
I take Benadryl
So-
every single night.
So I'm like, I barely drink. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I mean, my teenage years and my 20s make up for.
Right, I nailed it. Like, I had a Class X felony coming at me at the age of 17 and had to join the Army.
Yeah, right on.
So
Yeah,
drinking and
really?
I was an
Wow.
alcoholic. Became an alcoholic like
Wow.
at 15 and never really dated. I never went to homecomings or proms, and I just drank.
I got the first no tolerance in the history of Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, which is if you have any alcohol in your breath at all and you're under 21 and you drive. I got pulled over at like 11:09 and the shit went into effect at midnight.
What?
Yeah, true story. And I had a convertible car and I lost my license for 3 months. 3 months, which was the 3 months of summer, of course. So,
Oh,
yeah. I learned my lesson, you know.
right. Well,
Dad-
that's good you learned.
My dad turned my car into the trash bin.
Let me see your palm. Let me see if you learned your lesson. No.
That was the wrong hand, though.
No, it wasn't.
No, I really didn't learn my lesson until I hit the overpass on Johnson City head on. That's when I learned my lesson, which was like 7 years later.
That's awesome that you're like, you do just palm readings or you do other stuff as well.
Okay, honestly, it's not even palm readings. Palm readings and tarot are a way for me to show you what's going on spiritually. But the minute I touch you, I feel you and I know you and I'm in your head.
Touch me.
Oh my God, you're an empath. Do you see all these lines? Oh my goodness, and they're cold.
Yeah.
Oh, do you see? You carry that from, oh my goodness, generational empathy, like your grandmother was, her mother was. Wow. Let it go.
Oh, it's so hard.
I bet.
Yeah,
That's a
it
lot
is.
of lines. And you have come here in weird intervals. This tells me how many times you've been here.
Right on.
You've been here in really weird intervals. They're all really spaced. So you're here for a purpose. You're here like you're like the God takes you and like throws you in when he needs something done, to take it to that direction. You went through your life lessons well. You learned really good.
I think that's why I make a really good bartender.
It must be.
Because people come with me with their problems.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I try to help as much as I can.
Right. Why though?
I think because I want
Who
them to
she is.
do really good, and I want them to succeed and do well. And
Do they take your advice and go?
Some do. And I mean, as making money and being a bartender, like if they are wanting to get sober, I support that 100%.
Right.
I'm just like, yeah, let's do this. You can do it. And you don't have to drink to come to a bar and have a
No,
good time.
no, I come to them all the time. I'm usually on stage. But
yeah. And I would like to do like iced coffee or stuff like
really,
that.
that would be
here.
awesome. That would get a lot more musicians here.
Yeah, right on.
A lot of us, like down at Alto Pass area, we're used to the calmer scenes, with the coffee but up here there's none, and so I think that would be really interesting to add.
Well, I'm
Franklin
kind
County's
of
crazy.
It is a little crazy. I thought I was going to get a lot of backlash because I did the first drag show here in Benton. I'm kind of proud of that.
I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah.
Did anybody say anything bad?
You weren't afraid of somebody because this has been around time. I imagine that was around the time
kind
the
of like
shootings.
fuck you, kind of.
Okay.
I just want to be like, it's 2024. It's not like, I used to go in the 90s, I used to go to Traz all the time in
Right.
Carbondale. And everybody had such a good time. Like, let's
They
bring
did.
it here. Why don't we have a good time with it? It's a show. It's performers.
Yeah.
And
Because everybody is wanting everybody's acceptance in life and their approvals. And so you have this whole group of people that don't even know what they're making these decisions on, but they are just going with the crowd. And that sucks because if they really knew.
That's most people in life, though. I don't think that most people realize they can think for themselves. The normal person does not realize they can think for themselves.
No. And you make your own choices.
Oh, yeah.
Like.
And you make your own luck. And you make all that
redirect
shit.
your life. Like,
do you know what? I can feel energy coming out of your hands.
I'm cleansing you.
I can feel that.
Yeah, because you have so many lines on your hand, I couldn't see which ones were yours, and so I had to take off the other stuff to see
I've
them.
actually got my
So do you
hairs
see?
are standing up on my arm.
That's good. That's
Tell her
good.
about your watches.
Oh, I can't wear a watch.
Don't.
The energy in my body will make it stop.
You need no watch because time is an illusion. It's not real.
Oh, you're quoting Maynard.
So, yes, I don't have. Okay, Jonathan's the opposite of me. I don't have one clock, watch, nothing to tell me time in my house. That's right.
Yeah, right on.
And
I say all the time I have no conception of time.
Yeah,
Don't mean shit.
because it's not real.
Just like money's not real.
Yeah,
It's really not.
you can spend as much as you want, and you're not going to die.
That is really neat. That is the neatest thing. I have a friend that can do that, and I think I talked about him. Remember, he did the lightning bug.
Oh, yeah.
I could feel that all the way to my elbow.
Good, I shot it through there.
Yeah, ain't you ever did you never did that with somebody?
No. Well, he tried to get me to do that with the lightning bug,
Yeah.
and I couldn't make the lightning bug flash.
Do you have an art that you do? Like, you need a flow to get this energy cleansed out of you more often, like a yoga or like something like
I belly dance.
good.
Do you write it all?
I don't know.
You probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you got a poetic soul in there.
I think so too. You could write a book on bar diaries.
Ooh.
I totally
Benton's
could.
bar diaries.
I do shit said at bar. I do a thing called shit said at bar.
So, oh my goodness. You're not going to believe this. This is not, I don't see this very often. Okay, look at my hand. Okay, and my line goes straight across.
Yes.
Look at your hand. Your line goes straight across.
Yeah.
It means your head, heart, and your soul all have come together, finally, in life. And now you're through it. Like, you understand it. Look, she learned her lesson. See how that's, like, boxed off and stuff at the end of that headline? It was bad. Her head decisions were really bad.
That was her 20s.
her 20s are erased, actually. There's not much to show there.
She paid good money for a
It
lawyer
shows
to have
where
that
her
done.
head started going down at. But her heart connected finally. Her family destroyed her. And so her heart finally connected over. She forgave and loves unconditionally. Aww.
Yeah,
I don't get to say that too often.
I think, well, I know I'm an old soul, and I have a niece, and she's an old soul. It's the weirdest thing. When she was young, I think she was 3. I remember being in the back seat with her, and I just looked at her, and she looked at me, and we knew exactly what was going on, and what was going on in the front seat, and we just had this connection. We didn't have to say a word. We just kind of knew, and yeah.
So I want to ask you about your parents. Are they divorced?
Whenever I was 5, they got divorced.
That's funny. Okay, so every divorce I know because there's an ex there.
Oh, right on.
It's weird.
Yeah. And my dad was the local dope man. So
It shows lots and lots of broken chains on one end, but the other one's full of loops.
yeah.
Broken chains is the broken chains is more like destructive behavior. The loops is more like a narcissistic, continuous kind of controlling behavior.
Oh, right on.
So both of them were like that.
No, my mom is not like my dad at all. But my mom is like fruity as a nut cake.
That's okay. I said it's loopy. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I did. I looked at that and
I love her. She's very kind, but she's just
bless her soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the important part is you have no flow to your fingers.
Are they cold?
They
Yeah,
are.
Oh, they
they're
are.
very. There's
Yeah.
no energy coming to the end of them. Her energy stops here. She doesn't let it go out. It's like she has to keep it. Like,
Do you know that, I know not you personally, but smoking does that?
Oh, I don't smoke.
Right.
But
Being in bars for many years, maybe it's
yeah,
affected you.
that is true.
Because you got such little blood, whatever, in your small parts that blood don't get to
Yeah,
as
the
well.
tip of my nose is usually like
Mine
an
is
ice cube.
too, but
so you've been a healer
got a
since
big old nose.
your birth. That these are these lines right here that go up and down your fingers. They show me you're healing, or you're a healer. You've used it always. You've healed animals. You've healed a lot of things. Every lifetime you had, you lived till a very old age. I don't think I've seen anybody live that that far. Like,
I think I've never seen a vein in the front of a finger like that before. Look at that!
I didn't know there was one in there. It's like a ring.
I've never. It's the rings cutting off the circulation. It's making it come out.
No.
Yeah. So don't wear any metals. Take that watch off. Don't wear any metals because it's time of metal. Metals holds us down. And so, yeah, be as free as you can from stuff like that. That may be making that. Do that.
Carry a rock.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a tight ring. So, but that was great, and that was really neat that I could feel that energy. I can hold his hands and not feel that. That's very neat.
My touch is really special. It really is. I don't touch and get touched a lot. I probably haven't been hugged since I left the festival scene.
Well, you said that, and I was like, here.
Yeah, yeah. And it took a lot to clear your hands.
Baby girl, put it on me.
Yeah, whenever you were doing that, the hairs on my arms were standing up.
Good.
She was Peter Pan and you still in your youth.
Oh, that's neat as fuck. I don't meet very many people like that. The last one was the drummer that I had the crush on.
Oh,
Who's that?
Your drummer.
I
Who's
do
your
call him my
drummer?
drummer. I can't call him that now because he's a married man.
Oh.
And he's not my drummer. I mean, I used to call him that because I did have a crush on him for a really long time.
She openly talks about crushes in front of her old man all the time.
I do.
But
I have
she's-
crushes on people, and
But-
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I will.
If
I
they're
will.
she-
women or men or.
But she's totally like, she wouldn't do anything on it.
I tell you what,
She
though,
wouldn't go against her old man and do anything on it or anything at all, but
No.
I went to Zombie Guitar yesterday, and I developed a girl crush on Nat. Like, she was so amazing,
Who?
and like, she is the worker there as a Zombie
Oh.
Guitar, And I was just like, I walked away and like I left dreamland. She just made my experience so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, people connect, and that's what I call a crush. Like if I connect instantly with somebody, they don't even have to say a word yet, and they can come in, and I'm already like, oh, I like that person, or I'm attracted to that person, and they might not even be like traditionally attractive, like, or what somebody would think was attractive, and I'm still attracted to them.
My family has always questioned me, and I'm like, I don't see that. I see souls.
Yeah, I like that untraditional attractiveness more than just the traditional. Like, I think it's horrible that all these girls today are trying to look like Kim Kardashian. Oh. And they all look like the same fake.
Well, my mom says I look like Kim Kardashian's fat cousin, so she told me that one time. I was like, what, Mom? She's wonderful, though.
Your mother or Kim Kardashian?
My whole stand-up.
No, Kim.
My whole stand-up bit is on my mother. Oh. So I have one, too.
Do you remember before you went on at the hangar? Because you gave me a ride, and you, like, didn't really know what you was going to do. And you was going to talk about transitioning from being a musician to comedian.
Yes.
So, and I was like, okay, well, here, don't just talk about transitioning and don't let them know it's comedian and musician for like a couple minutes. And then like we talked a little bit and you was whatever. And then like right before I called you on stage, you looked at me and said, Jody, what was I going to talk about again?
What was that?
I said, just go be you.
And I did. My first show.
I don't remember what you talked about, to be honest with you.
I talked about how I am a palm reader, but I can't see the red flags in men. And how, me and my husband have had, separation and, stuff like that. And the last guy I dated was an undercover ATF agent last summer.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, he was protecting me by, like, he was...
Didn't you say he just disappeared?
Yes. He made the drug deal behind my house and disappeared.
Oh, that's weird.
No, gun deal. Not a drug deal, gun deal. But this dude's like, he didn't do drugs, but he laundered money, he told me. He told me a lot of bad things that should have been red flags. And I'm ready to take this one home to Mom. He did not say drugs. The way I hear, I don't know what's wrong with me. But I can read palms like a mofo.
What do you get out of mine?
I've been looking at yours, and yours are really interesting. You have erased everything from your palms.
So I reset myself.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I rethink myself and reinvent myself.
You have done well. You have not been here as many times as her. You were here in the beginning, and they saved you for the end.
I'm an 11, so.
That's funny. I say that's funny to everything, don't I? That's funny.
But I am. I'm 11. Like math.
I forget what you said.
You're a 1 and a 4.
I'm a 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're like
Take it off.
You're a fucking.
I have to pee.
You're a worker bee, and you got some. And you got some man energy, some in charge energy, which you do too. That's a 1.
Yes.
What's so funny about me being 11?
It just fits you. It fits you so well.
I'm fucking definitely emotional, so.
It does. It fits you.
I'm 11 and a 5.
5s are.
Because I was born on the 23rd.
Family orientated, focused on family.
My own family, not necessarily.
Yeah, your own family.
I don't even talk to my family that I grew. None of us are mad at each other or anything. None of us talk.
Really?
Yeah.
That means you were put in a family with nobody from the same planet as you. Do you want to know where you're from?
Where am I from?
You're up by Orion's Belt.
Ain't that where all the good stuff comes from?
Yeah. It's kind of next to the Pleiades up there, and you come from, like, there's a lot of green. Lots and lots of forest, lots of green.
It's one of my favorite colors.
Wow. So normally I can't do alien and heritage because I do that too. I tell people where they're from.
Yeah.
I can't do that unless I guess I've been sitting next to you, so I got in your brain earlier. But I'll be excited. Like, I'm pretty sure my family's up there in the sky, like, in this, because clouds, they cover the spaceships. I know. Plasma. Which, have you ever thought, why do we donate plasma?
Yeah.
To give to the aliens to cover their spaceships. I bet we got a deal with them.
Oh. That's like gold. I'm sure you know the whole Anunnaki story and all that jazz.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah.
That's, when you think about it, it's crazy how attracted we are to gold and have been forever, considering it was just shiny back in the day. Now we know it does a lot of stuff, because you could like take a little piece of gold and cover this whole table with it, because it's really flexible and whatever. But back then it was nothing. It was just a shiny rock, but we still wanted it. We still killed for it.
Yeah.
So I always thought that's kind of weird. That's like in our DNA that we want gold.
Those are the Anunnaki.
Yeah, Anunnaki. That's
Well, you
that
have-
story. They allegedly
Mhm.
they built us to.
But here the reptilian
gold.
and the draconians, they're up in the sky and they see the Anunnaki down here, like in the skull, and they're like, oh, what are they doing? So then they come down here, so they're attracted to gold too. And then I think that's how, like, you got all those slaves in Egypt. They just kept reproducing the DNA.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure that's how the beginning of time started.
that's what I got. Boy, it just turned 7. Like, he's all talking to me last night about God and stuff, and I'm all like, yeah, God would pretty much be from outer space, wouldn't he? And he's all like, nah, he just stands on the clouds. And I'm like, dude, we can go that far, so we can see if he was there. But it's all like, it was weird trying to explain to him the time change, because he's like, Dad, how is it already dark and it's not even 6 o'clock? And I'm like, dude, it's like 4:27 and it's dark. And I was like, because we changed the clocks.
Yeah.
Imagine
We
having no
changed
idea
it.
about change clocks and somebody telling you, oh, we changed the clocks, so it's darker now. He was all like, what?
Confused because
Yeah.
it's not right.
Yeah, he's all like, that don't make no sense.
And
Like,
I don't function like that either. I mean, thank God I don't pay attention to time.
I don't either. I don't pay attention to a lot of anything. Like, somebody asked me my eye color a couple months ago, and I was all like, I don't know.
What color
What?
are they?
I don't know. They're
I was going to
hazel.
say, what are they?
Hazel.
They change colors.
Oh, right on.
But I don't like sit and look at myself in the eye.
You don't?
No.
I have
Dude, I got-
nothing but mirrors.
I got rid of mirrors for
Yeah.
probably like 8 years. I didn't do mirrors. I just recently started looking in the mirror again.
Ditto.
I was like disgusted with myself and just everything. I didn't want to look
Are
at
you
myself.
serious?
Oh yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just
That's-
did.
yeah.
I didn't like who I became, and I got rid of mirrors. I just didn't do it.
So when I first met you, we've talked about this too. Like you were, well, of course you were younger, but you know you were like a smaller guy.
Oh, yeah.
So was it like weight gain that?
Oh,
did
that was
it?
definitely part of it. Yeah, but it was just
I hardly see that in.
life in general. I got real beat down there. Like, I just lost my daughter 10 years ago, and it took me like 5 years to just like sit in a dark room. I'd go to work and stuff, but then after like 2 or 3 years, I drifted out even doing work and just sat and reprogram my mind. And then eventually it made me stronger. And I eventually realized, hey, Lux, that's my daughter, it's like, you would be spitting in her face to not live your life. To just sit here and let your life waste away.
Right.
That's just a spit in her face. And I was like, guess what? I'm going to start doing stand-up. I'm going to get in the band. I'm going to do everything I ever wanted to do, fuck everybody and what they think about it.
So there's something that I've not ever asked you, and we've talked about some of that because you know I lost my daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
That is really neat.
But what was her mother? Because it seemed like I saw pictures like after that that you would post and stuff, and I don't know how long you stayed with Lux's mother after that.
We worked together we have a 7-year-old child, but that was kind of, because immediately afterwards, you know, like, an instant thought is like, you know, how can I fill this hole and things? So you're like, oh, let's have another child. But then we both was like, hey, let's not do that, because that's not going to be fair to that child. And then whenever, a few years afterwards, you know, I was all like, hey, let's have another child. You're like, all right. And then we both wanted a girl, of course, but it was a boy. It's all like, well, it probably wouldn't have been fair if it was a girl, because we'd be comparing everything to whatever. So it was all, what was your question again?
No, you answered it.
Well, yeah. How was I don't know what.
How long were we together, Misty? We were together.
I mean, how did she take the loss? Because I was just looking at her in pictures, and she looks, well, I mean, rightfully so, but she just looks so vacant in some of those pictures.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that she looks anyways.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not that just, that's probably sounded mean, but not like that. Just like, she's not a real, like, I'm going to show you a lot of emotion on my face all the time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's a very...
Yeah, she's a calm soul, yeah. But yeah, of course she took it horribly, and it was one of them things that, like, we were there for each other, but at the same time, we didn't want to spark the other ones anything, so we kind of would heal on our own, kind of.
That's very odd.
Yeah.
Almost because that's kind of what Brandon and I did, because his healing process was, let me invite all my friends over and smoke pot, and it's going to make me happy.
Yeah.
And then remember, and then I was in such bad depression. They were like, smoke this pot, we're going to all laugh together. Well, I don't really smoke pot. And I hadn't smoked it in decades, almost. And it was this medical grade pot, and I smoked it, and I saw a demon in my closet.
Oh.
It was so bad. It was so
wow.
bad. And I've talked about this on one of the other podcasts, but it's true. And, he laughed or whatever. But I got so angry at him for not being depressed like I was. And I never really, I don't know why I did that, because it's not his fault. Everybody grieves differently.
Yeah, and it's weird like that, because, yeah, I know people that I've worked with since that has lost a child, and like they split because one of them just hid in the bedroom forever and didn't face life, and while the other one wanted to, whatever, so they just grew apart. And I don't know, it's a bad deal, and it's everybody, it's all like, what's really sad about it, besides it being sad, is like nobody would talk to me, and I understand, but nobody wanted to talk to me about it because they'd afraid they would say something that would spark. But I was like, fuck, I enjoy talking about my daughter. She's a great human being. I mean, she was fucking awesome.
That's right.
So, I love talking about it. But everybody else was all like, okay, but I understand why. I understand that. But still, like, damn, I sure wish somebody would fucking talk to me about it,
That's right.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
But nobody wanted to.
And my husband asked me, because I've known him for so many years, and Jonathan had all these same questions, and I'm like, I don't know. I've never spoke to him about it. I don't know. I play music with him. We have great times together. I don't know anything about him because I was afraid to ask.
Yeah, I try not to make a lot of my stuff public, but I don't care to talk about it. I really don't.
So I was even asked to put pictures and stuff away, and I was like, there ain't no fucking way.
Yeah.
There ain't no, I want to see her face every single day, every single day, every single day.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, no. And they were like, well, don't you think it would be easier on you? How would that be?
Right.
I don't see that. I don't see how that is valid. I'm like, no.
Now, I will admit that there was a time, and I am even still like this in a way, that that there's kind of like a computer file that, I had to kind of set back and not access that, because, trying to live every day, but at the same time, that's not fair to her. So I'm not celebrating her life. But at the same time, if I live my life, I am celebrating her life by living, because that's what she would want me to do. She wouldn't want me to be sad and be whatever. She would not want that. So it took me like 5 years to be like, dude, go live your life. Like, I didn't even want to go outside.
And let me tell you, like, you are doing amazing.
Thank you.
I've seen your growth and progress, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
I mean, I went from being the most outgoing, which I've always been outgoing, even whatever, but I forgot what I was going to say now.
Oh.
What did I say?
Joda.
It'll come back.
He does that sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one of them deals. I don't sleep, and then the one night that I fucking go to sleep early, I lose every fucking thing I've ever owned in my life, and a dog. What the fuck?
Yeah. And like what you said, I've never really talked to you about it either, but I totally would because
Yeah, and I mean, it's like this. Everybody sees Lux, and it's their first thought's tragedy. But I had people get mad at me at her funeral
Wow.
because I was like talking about this girl, like, because I love this girl, and her life was not a tragedy. Her death was a tragedy, but her life was not a tragedy.
right.
So I celebrated her at the funeral, and the mom's family got mad at me. I'm like, what the fuck? I can celebrate my daughter if I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the preacher was all like, wow, I think that's the best funeral speech I've ever heard. And I was like, oh, it wasn't a speech, or whatever. I was all like,
Your feelings.
yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, can I get a round of applause for this little girl? I mean, it's like, they don't see that or whatever. But I was like,
And they're not dead.
Right.
They're with us in a different dimension.
Right.
Still here in
Right.
this space.
and after a while, when I missed her, I would be like, you're being,
If you guys could just see the goosebumps, like I get, like when you talk about this stuff, like
I'm just being, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're just thinking of yourself, selfish. Like, you want her here because you're being selfish. Because
Yeah.
you want her here.
And she's actually in the greatest spot ever. Like, that's the place we're waiting to go to. Like, I can't wait. I'm just sitting here on Earth ready.
So there's a Tori Amos song that it's called The Beekeeper, and the album came out right after I lost my daughter, and I'm pretty sure she wrote the song for me. I don't know how that happened.
Right.
But when I listened to the song, I'm like, how did she know that? You know what I mean? I'm like, how did she know the exact words and the exact feelings, and how did she know to say these words? So I call my little girl the Bee Girl. That's what I call her. And it's from that song, and there is a line in it, and it says, she's the one who taps you on the shoulder when it's your time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, because I'm like you said, I have a long lifeline. I don't really want to die. I want to.
I don't know if you even do. I don't.
I'm just like-
I mean, these lifelines go all the way up into here, and it is just amazing. Like, I've never seen anybody live that long.
So I feel like
my goosebumps.
no matter how horrible it gets, I just want to trudge and push through and live as long as I
Yeah.
can. That's a thinking of mine.
You are immortal.
Guess what? Are you ever going to go through anything that's as bad as that? Are you ever going to go through anything in your life that's as bad
I don't
as
know.
losing a daughter?
That's
Yeah.
when your head, heart, and your soul connected.
I mean, really, there's nothing. That's the way, like, stage fright. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I've
Right.
done been through hell and back more than once. Like, that ain't nothing. I don't really get nervous or scared of shit. Like, I mean, when you've been in hell like that, man, I don't know. I've baptized by fire, literally. And
Yeah.
I had people come up to me for years after it happens, all like, you're my hero. You're my hero. You're so strong. And I'm like, I didn't get it, because I'm all like, I didn't do jack shit. You guys are all praising me, and I didn't do anything. I did nothing. And people's all like,
Isn't it scary to think how they would be?
that's why they're saying, like,
Yeah.
I couldn't. And I was like, until you go through something, you have no idea what you can go through.
Right.
I mean, if it didn't happen to me, I'd be like, yeah, like, I'd kill myself.
No, we can
You
go
know?
through anything. We can make it through anything. I mean,
And I'm an overthinker, so I've overthought every fucking possible situation of
that's
everything
the Virgo
around
in
it.
you. That's the
yes,
Virgo in you.
yes. So,
And insomnia.
and insomnia. So yeah,
A lot of time.
yeah,
There's a lot of time there.
yeah. That's where I do all my thinking, man. That's when I'm supposed to be sleeping. And yeah, yeah.
So we have this comedy group, and they get so mad at him for messaging throughout the night onto the group thing. Like,
You ever notice I literally don't even go on there anymore?
yeah, I don't. Well, I lost my.
You're back on there though.
Yes,
with your
yes,
new
you
one.
guys got me back on. Thank goodness.
Dude, I was in that, and I was like, it's a group of comedians. I'll go in there, and it's going to be so much fun, dude. And it's so deadpan, and like, nobody, nothing. And then, like, It was after the comedy show in Carbondale. I was,
Oh, pumped.
yes! Dude, there was like this Mexican dude, as soon as we left, that was outside, and he would like ask me if I knew anything about comedians. And I was like, yeah, I'm a comedian. And he's all like, well, I work at a restaurant right over here, and we had comedians tonight, and they were awful. And I'm like, okay. And it was actually one of the comedians that would perform with us.
Yeah, because he did the 2 shows
He was
that night.
doing, yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah, well, I can hook you up with some comedians, you know. And he took me to where he works till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I sit there and drink beer and shit. And this Tiffany was giving me a ride home, and she was just, I was like, just let's stop and get a beer at whatever drive-through because he wanted to go
Oh,
through.
yeah, because you went with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you asked me to ask Tiffany for a ride. I thought
Okay.
she still lived in Harrisburg, but she lived in Carterville, but she went and gave me a ride. But yeah. And yeah, we sit there like, I like Facebook Live from inside this restaurant with all the lights off, and there's crickets, and I was all like, where's this fucking cricket? But then I deleted it because I didn't want to like get anybody closed down because I'm in there having a party at 5 o'clock in the morning and yada, yada, yada. But I went to use the bathroom, and as I come out, Tiffany was like walking back there too, and she's like, as soon as you walked off, he walked off after you. I just come back here to make sure that he wasn't trying to kill you. Because I was like giving him hell, and he was like so broken English Mexican, and he's all like, yeah, I'm from Minnesota. And I was all like, bullshit, dude. You're from Minnesota? I mean, he was so broken English Spanish, and he's all like, no, I'm from Minnesota. And I was like, there's no fucking way you're from Minnesota, dude.
No, that show, I'm so glad we did that.
Oh, me too.
That definitely boosted our...
Me too. That's the first time I made money
Right?
doing comedy.
Right? We do. It's... You just got to get in the right group.
Yeah.
You can't get barred from places.
But that's the thing. I got in a group, and then I like picked out the biggest one, not biggest one, but the one that was doing the most, and was like, oh, he's the gatekeeper. I don't like him. When I didn't really know that at all, I just fucking am an asshole.
You can be.
Oh, I can be, yeah.
Yeah.
I can be. I come from a long family of them, I know.
Yeah.
We fixed it, though.
Yeah.
So the night I performed at Celebrations was my last stand-up, and it was a contest.
Was that 2 Fridays ago?
Yeah, and I was awesome. A great crowd, big crowd, and so but I'm rehearsing that day, and I'm with my friends, and I'm like, they're like, where's your thing at tonight? And I'm like, Celebrations, and they're like, you're going to a rehab to speak? As I'm doing drugs. Smoking my weed. I'm like,
Celebration is a hell of a name for rehab. That's like the opposite of rehab. Celebration.
Celebrations, yeah. So, no.
But in all honesty, Celebration does a great thing. It's the first place. They gave me a
do.
mic to get up in front of an audience. They have a great thing going there for comedians. Great thing.
They do.
Just because I got barred, that's on me. That's not on them.
Well, you can come and do your stand-up here, too.
Yeah.
There's a platform
On what
here.
nights?
We do it like the last Wednesday of the month in the 20s. We ain't it the last 2 months because of
Because
holidays.
I'd like to be a regular on
Oh,
comedy
yeah,
night.
yeah.
It will be January 20, whatever Wednesday falls in the 20th.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
And we have open mic here on Tuesday nights too, which I won't be here this because it's New Year's Eve when I got my son. But
Yeah.
we do. And that's something that started off fucking huge. And then as it got colder, sorry, I didn't mean smack you in the face. I don't know if it's colder or what it was, but then it like dwindled to where it'd be like me and her here.
He's like this.
He does. I
And,
thought I was
like
bad.
He touched my boob
Yeah.
on the first podcast. He went like this across the thing, and I was like, he totally just hit my boob.
Sweet. Getting your little...
Well, I don't even remember it, so it was.
Thanks.
It was literally we did it after a comedy night, so we set up at like midnight
Yeah.
and started doing it. So yeah,
He was all like,
yeah. I like didn't even listen to it. I just looked at it as I was trying to download it, and I was all like, damn, I'm animated as a motherfucker.
I am on stage. I
I am when I've had a drink. I mean, I'm animated anyways, but give me a drink, and I'm all like, I'll touch your boot. No, I'm just kidding.
see, I knew you did that on purpose.
I get that
Did you
sign.
have your
That'd be
hand there?
great.
You had your hand there or something? I was like touching your hand or something, and then
You did it on accident.
it's like, I touched your boob.
But you totally touched my boob.
So how long you two known each other?
Like 15.
Like 15 years, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was like, this is so weird how like, on MySpace, there was just a gal that liked me, right? That's how long ago this was.
Oh, right.
So she came and picked me up one night, and we went riding around or shit. Like the next weekend, she and her friend come pick me up, and we just went riding around. And her friend was in love with this dude, and she was all like, they were both like, you're just like my best friend. Like, you guys are the exact same person. The exact same person. You guys like just like everything. So then, like 2 weeks later, they showed up with their friend, and it was Shane. You know Shane?
Yeah.
That's how I know Jody.
It was Shane. So then, like a few weekends later, she was dating Shane's cousin.
Yep.
So he brought the cousin by, and we was actually recording music at my house.
Okay.
And that's how I met her.
Yeah.
So here we are 15 years later, we got a podcast together.
That's sweet.
She's presented a stage for me to do fucking stand-up on. You know what I mean?
And you've played the Dark Commons.
The Dark Comics play here, yeah. We played a
Alright.
birthday party.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah.
Yeah. And Shane, I love him. I've known him for 20-something years.
We've had our differences.
Well, he has recently. He just has me very worried. I think he's
When we're off air, I'll tell you.
okay. Well, I'll tell you what I do know. He lives next door to my brother, Rita, his grandmother, and Shane stays there. And Shane knows that I love him. I've loved him for a long time. But you know what we were just saying, like sometimes I have friends and they just don't come back. You know what I mean? They take off and then they just don't come back, and I fear really that he is not going to come back to us.
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know that
I
he
know
can.
what's going on.
I don't know if he can.
And so,
Right.
yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, he stayed a couple of days with me last year. Well,
Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's us. Don't talk to
He
you
stole
you,
my car.
you guys were going to come by and pick me up.
Yeah, he stole my car.
What was going on then?
I had him a job. I had him working as a stagehand.
Yeah.
And he was doing great. And just one night he just took my car. And
Was we going to go to Paducah or something to an open mic? There was something he was going to come get me.
Yes, we were on our way to, that night we were going to Paducah. He took my car back
I remember
before
that
we
now.
went.
I remember
Yes.
that would probably been the last time I actually really talked to you.
Yeah. And it was sad. And I hated to see that because when I met him, it was in a festival scene. And he was, on top of the world.
He would give you. He would do anything. He was so selfless.
Yeah.
At that time, like my pipes broke. I had a house built in 1930s, and one winter it got fucking cold, and my pipes burst, and I didn't have the money to have anybody plumber come out and fix it. And it was 4 degrees, and he crawled under my house and fixed my water.
He would have done anything for
And
anybody.
dude, he used to be a hard-working motherfucker. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. He still might be. I don't
very
know.
talented.
But yeah.
And you know what it was? It was his relationship. It took him over the hill too many times.
He
and he's
did
not gonna heal.
change. I know he did change after that, but then the drugs on top
Don't
of
help.
that.
right.
Because you can't use drugs to make you happy. You use drugs when you're happy to excel your happy.
It's enhance.
That's the good.
You can enhance things, yeah,
Yes.
but no, it's not.
No, you don't use it to make you happy. I won't even smoke pot if I'm crying.
Yeah, well, I saw depressed and saw a demon in my closet. So you're right.
Oh, so that we.
Yeah, no, you don't. That was terrifying. Yeah, but so with him, like since I did date his cousin, I know a lot of his family.
Yeah.
And so, like, I've even reached out to them and stuff, and I'm just like, what is going on?
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was right there watching it, right there, and when you do something bad to me, that's your chance to make your life right. If you do good or bad with me, and he lost his soul.
Yeah, see, to me, it's hard for me to even think that he would do something like that, but I mean that's not the first time
No,
I've
because that's
heard.
not him. That's not
Right.
him at all.
And this story is not the first of. I mean, it's the one of many that I
I
have
had him a
heard.
job and everything.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna do. My Zachy Poo does. He makes the best pickle
Dude,
shots.
I crave.
What is it?
It's a pickle shot.
Pickles
it's
and vodka?
vodka. Yeah, pickle
Dude,
shot.
pickles?
dude, I crave it after I leave here.
What?
That briny salt.
No.
Oh, it's
Let
so
me
good.
sniff it. Oh, that does smell.
dude, it tastes good.
Can you feel like that much?
Yeah.
I don't drink because I don't work out. I don't want the beer gut. I don't like feeling like that the next morning.
Absolutely. I feel you.
Me neither. I only drink when I come here.
I like to, I like to smoke my weed and not remember anything the next day.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, like I don't like to feel like crap.
Yeah,
I don't want to remember.
Right. And that's another thing that I've come to realize. I used to like drink before I'd go on stage and shit. Like, dude, like you need liquid courage to get up and do shit.
What the crap? That is good.
I know. Kit Kats has the best pickle shots ever.
They
do. We do because we get
It's
our
gourmet pickle juice.
Yeah, we get.
Can I have another? I don't even drink. This is good stuff.
Yeah, it's only shot that I'll drink slow so I can taste it all.
Right? It's like a Bloody Mary all in one going down. That's exactly what it tastes like.
Good shit,
Oh,
dude.
It is good.
Throw a little bit of tomato juice in there.
I'm telling you.
Mine
And we sell the shit out of them. I mean, we really
Wow.
do. Yeah.
Wow.
We can't keep pickle juice in this bar. And there's only so many pickles this restaurant
Right.
can.
And this ain't no pre-mixed fucking shit they buy. They make their own. It's fucking
That
delicious.
I never knew this stuff existed. Oh my
Me
god.
neither. I think the first
Wow.
open mic night's the first time I've ever had a pickle shot.
Wow. When Jonathan gets here, he's definitely got to try that. That is. We'll be dropping by a liquor store to buy our ingredients.
I know, it's good. Good stuff.
When we played the benefit for Mario, they had them at the. Is it the ranch still?
It is.
But it wasn't homemade. It was the bottled ones, and it was
Yeah.
all like, no, that's not even the
I
same.
know. Well, you know what? Zachy Poo, he knows he makes them good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he knows what he
Yeah.
does. So
So, what kind of vodka is that? Because it didn't give me a headache and it didn't give me the burning.
you would have to ask Zach. Jennifer may have made these. I'm not sure, but Zach, I don't know what he uses back there.
Yeah, our last guest on the podcast got a job.
Oh yeah, I did. She's my bar. She's
Like
my
2 days
bartender
later, she's
now.
from the podcast. She's bartending. So I was all like,
Yeah, well, I had talked to her previous. Yeah.
But that's a good way to get people in because now
That's
I'll be
it.
going up here
That's it.
and then, you know, my friends, you know.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you when I stalked your page, and I saw the colors and spices.
Yes.
And then it went out of business, and I was thinking, you know, because we do everything out of pocket here, and we're leasing to own, and it is a fucking struggle. I've been a bartender for 30 years.
It is. We had to plan our events that we would know. So on a Thursday, let's start Wednesday night. Somebody comes in. You know, that's local, just to for people something to listen to. And so, you know, you pay them $75 to $100, depending on if they travel or not. And then, because it's only they agreed to do an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now they'll want to stay and play more. That's just the musician in us.
yeah.
But I fed them. I made sure they had gas money. I was the greatest hostess ever, and a lot of them started doing it for free.
I do have friends that have offered.
Yes.
But some of the bands.
But that's what I would do is I would stagger. You get that you pay for one band, like one good one, you know, every 2 or 3 weeks, and those others you plan. You know, if you know you have somebody that's not that popular, put them on that next day after that band. That way you don't suffer such a loss.
Well, there's not very many people. See, I would like to do, like I looked at some of the pictures and I was like, oh, I know that person, and you know what I mean? Or I've heard of that person. And so
And they all know me. Every one of them know me.
And I was like, and I was thinking, how in the hell are they paying these people? Because I couldn't afford it. Like Jody does what he does.
It's a lot
here
of,
for
it has to be a
free.
community thing. It has to be a group of people to be able to do it. I don't know where I would have been without John West, Roger Eliathorpe, and all those guys, because they were local guys that just wanted music. They wanted a place to play. And so, yeah, I got one good one, like Fast Molasses. Bless Sully was one of my best friends at
I
Nalpa
saw
Pass.
that picture, yeah.
And so when I would have him, I could have anybody else on the weekends I wanted because he brought in enough money that it paid for everything.
Yeah.
You know, and so you just land one of those and you can have more artists. You know, but The ones, that I paid the $125, I just took care of them really good. I painted to their music. I made the environment so relaxing and inviting. Because that means a lot. Having a coffee thing in here is going to change it.
Yeah, I would like to do that because I drink iced coffee. So, and I've got those slushy machines. I had iced coffee in there.
Yeah.
She has like wine
You have
slushies.
Can I have a slushie?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
They
alcoholic.
do have alcohol in it.
I just drank a pickle shot.
Oh, right on.
I'm not driving.
Right on. So the one that's on, the more pink one that's on the right-hand side, that one has...
Are you tall enough?
That one has a cinnamon tequila in it.
Okay.
And then the one that is on this side is made with cherry brandy. And it's actually delicious.
Yeah, I can't do tequila. When I was in the Army,
Oh, it might be too frozen.
is it what?
It might be too frozen. That's why it's not coming out. So if we turn it off, or I'll help you.
Yeah, that one's working.
Okay, so this one's the only one that wants to work.
Okay, well, we'll let you try the other one too. So let me put this on chill. We do this sometimes. We accidentally leave that on ice.
Here, I'm gonna,
This does not taste like tequila.
Yeah, that is cinnamon tequila. Does it taste like cinnamony?
That is delicious.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're good, yeah. And we do specials. We do $3 slushies, so you get the whole cup for $3.
Really?
I've never had one of
Now,
these.
what kind of food do you have in the kitchen?
We just started doing fish.
Oh, that is good.
So I bought like a small fryer, and I've got a friend of mine. She's been in the restaurant business for a really long time. See, I'm a bartender for 30 years, right? So when I got into the kitchen, when we first opened we opened in June of this year. When I got into the kitchen, I was kind of like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? I'm back there, and I was like, you can only keep that food for so long, then you got to throw it out.
Have you ever been to Divers Down?
No, but that's a Dio song.
Well, it's down
Only Divers
in,
Down?
I think it's Golconda. Yeah, is where it's at.
Okay.
Their kitchen, they don't have a lot of options, but I tell you what, they make the best because they batter, like their cheese sticks are cubes, like real mozzarella cubes. They
Oh, that's
cut up,
delicious.
And they freeze it.
Oh,
Nice.
And then they'll, and that's just one of their routines, and that is the best.
do they
Like,
bread it?
Yes, they bread it and then they freeze it.
Nice.
Oh,
Seasonings Bistro, they've got cheddar cheese curds.
Oh, really?
And they are delicious. And
really?
yeah, the batter on it is like it's fluffy.
Ah.
So
because I mean that's a soft spot for me is cheese curds.
You ever had a real
me
cheese
too.
curd?
We just talked about cheese.
You ever had an actual cheese curd? Not a fried cheese curd, but a real cheese curd?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from like Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah. They go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. They squeak when you're down. I like eating a whole bunch of them just because I like hearing the squeakiness. It's like eating one of them little rubber bouncy balls, man. It's like, squeak, squeak, yeah.
The slushy does not come through this straw.
Yeah, I just drank it. It was fucking delicious. I don't
Right?
taste no tequila, though. But
Well, I turned that on chill, so that's going to get a little bit unfrozen, so you'll be able to pull it out. We left it last night on ice instead of. We do that sometimes.
what went on here last night?
JD.
JD?
Yeah, and then I had Cassandra behind the bar. Cassandra, she's one of my bartenders. She's in her 20s, and she's fucking fantabulous. I'd like to have her on the podcast.
I like
She's
Fantabulous.
going to be on,
Yeah,
is she?
She is. She and I are both Scorpios, and she kind of reminds me of my younger self. And we crush out on. There's 2 trans girls that we've met recently, and we're just like, she's fucking hot. And then she's like, she is fucking hot. I'm like, yeah, she fucking is hot. And so then we crush out on these 2 girls, and one of them did a show here, and the other one is the singer of the
Slugs.
Yeah, the Slugs.
Yeah, she's cool.
I'm
friends with her on
Slug
Facebook,
Queen
yeah.
and the Salt Shakers.
Yeah.
And her name's Sylvie, and
Yeah.
I messaged her like, well,
I
didn't
really
say
got to
to-
get back out, don't
Did
I?
did she get her name legally changed? I see
She
that.
did. She
so that's
did.
her legal name now. Cool.
Yeah, and so yeah, I didn't say it to her face, but I did Ruby. Because I'm like, fuck it, I'm 52. I'll say whatever the fuck I want at this point. But Sylvia, I didn't, because she kind of made me a little nervous. I don't know what it is about her, you know what I mean? And so I messaged her on Facebook, and I was like, me and my 2 bartenders are in here, and we all have crushes on you. Just thought we would tell you that. And she was like, you just made my day. I'm like, oh, well.
I sent her a message
We
once
thought
and
you
told
should
her
know.
that we spoke about her on the podcast. I was like, we didn't say your name or nothing, but we spoke about
Well, we said
you.
it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. And she.
I never met her, but I know her from Facebook. We've talked
Yeah,
a little
but you know,
bit.
even like knowing her from Facebook, she just something about her.
She seems. Yeah.
So here's with the food is you need to get a couple of creative items that you know are going to sell out, like salads. People love salads.
They do. Well, see, since Seasonings Bistro is now moving to Marion, we were thinking maybe we could like latch on to like some sort of lunch or something for
yeah.
the courthouse and these banks.
You know, because the food's what paid for the musicians.
Oh yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
Well, he's smoking something. He's smoking a
He's
pork
smoking
butt.
some weed.
He's
You
smoking
know,
a
and
pork
then I'm
butt
like,
right now.
On some of your like, you don't even have to do musicians. You can do a comedian. Like, have our group come in and charge
would
them
love
$10 at the door,
I would love it.
and then let's schedule
they
it.
would come.
Let's
Yeah, the first time that I held the straight comedy night, because I was going to do every open mic Tuesday was also going to be comedy night, but then I realized after some people got up there and played songs that people were out here having a good time talking, so I couldn't be like, hey, shut up while I tell a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was all like, we're going to have to make a special comedy
Right,
night. So
fill
we
in the
did
crowd,
that. And I hit the group, and I had 3 people like, yeah, I'll be there.
All right. I'm sorry. One of them would be.
Oh, no, 4. 4. And 2 of them, one was like the day before, and one was like an hour before the show. So like, I can't make it. And the one that did make it was Elizabeth Hamilton.
I love Elizabeth.
Me too. And guess what? Everybody here loved her. They talked her up within 2 days. Her live stream from here had 2,500 views.
So this is my first impression of Elizabeth. She goes on stage at the Hangar before me. And how do you beat her jokes? I mean, nothing. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
I couldn't. Like, nothing compares to her character, her humor. So I always ask, one in the line for her, one in the line for me. I love her, but I can't compare. She is so funny.
Yeah, and she has something, I don't want to say a cheat code or anything, but she has something that she can go to and talk about herself about that everybody else is going to laugh with. You know what I mean? Because she can laugh at herself, so it makes oh, well, that is funny because whatever, and you can kind of sit in her shoes and all that, and
Thank goodness it's 2 different kinds of comedy that we do, because
true.
that I'm not going up there, like with a 3rd foot or something.
Right.
Talk about what a great soccer player I'd be.
Yours is a storytelling. Is that what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I've done here. I've literally not did any of my jokes here.
Improv.
Oh, right on.
I like to have my guitar, and I like to, because it's my safety blanket, and so I like to talk to people, get to know them, and then I make up a song about them.
Oh, right on.
I'm noticing like that's what's really going right now is the crowd.
Interaction.
Participation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who they're loving. There's a comedy night we've been doing down in Paducah behind your back.
When?
It's every other Friday. It's at the distillery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you'd like to go do that, and that's where I had first started using, you had advised me to use my guitar, and it's an open mic.
Is that the one where you had your phone recording and there's 2 dudes sitting there the whole time that's all like, man, she's so fucking hot. They didn't know she had her phone set up recording on the table. And they were just like, damn, she's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Well, at least they weren't saying she wasn't like
Right? At least there's all good comments.
But then she like called me on the way back and was like, you would have killed here. They love the one-liners.
They did.
She said you would have, me and Bruce talked, you would have killed here.
We call them after every show, I think.
Yeah, you called me after the
Why aren't
celebrations.
you with that? Oh, that one, we know why.
Yeah,
But yeah, we should start doing it more together.
yeah. We should be doing it here on every month.
Did you have for sure?
Bruce McCarthy.
Bruce?
Do you remember? What's his name now?
Who? Charlie?
Charlie. I knew Casey, but I couldn't think of his first name. Charlie Casey.
Yeah.
He's come here.
I was at
He's come here.
I was at Celebrations with him. He went on.
Oh, was he?
He was at Celebrations.
Yeah, he comes here and
Because
does.
the winner got a tour.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, the winner got $200 and a spot on tour.
Do they still charge you to open mic?
No, they don't charge you if you're doing it.
I seen that they was charging $5 to do open mic. There.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's $5 to go in and watch.
Okay. I've seen where this has been like a year ago, but I was all like,
Yeah, anybody who's not on stage has to pay $5.
so when I first went, it was all free. So I guess they was making money off drinks, but
It is. It's a great thing.
it is. It's a good environment and good everything.
Comedy is awesome. Comedy is so good for the soul. They say when you're driving, if you want to stay awake, turn it on comedy because you won't fall asleep.
I love comedy.
Dude, I used to drive a truck. I used to sell fake flowers out of it, but
I know.
True
He talks
story.
about this job all the time.
dude, I fucking loved
A
it.
lot of your life happens around this fake flower truck.
It was only 2 years of my life, but I love the job. It's literally, they would pay for me in motels to stay out. So I literally bought a fucking a tape recorder, and I would set up a recording studio every night in my phone. That's how I started recording music. It was just because I'd have a motel,
Yeah.
so I'd have like a free studio. But what was we talking about again?
I don't know where you're going with
The
it.
fake flower truck got me.
Why was I talking about that again?
Comedy, Charlie.
Yeah. Casey?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gone. It's gone. He does
But no,
that.
I love old fucking Charlie Casey, dude. And he,
Yeah, so I bet he would be a solid with us because what we'd like to have is, and we talked about this the first time we ever done comedy together, was having our own little group. We travel together, we do the stages together.
Yeah.
You know, if you get us, that you're gonna get all of us. That would be
yeah,
awesome.
because you was talking to some wineries and shit at the time. And I think that's right around when you took a break.
I
You
did.
stepped away from everything.
I had to. Being a Virgo, my ego can go beyond my mind. And so I gotta stop every now and then, like every other year, and pull it back in and remember what I'm grateful for, why I'm doing this. And
I just wait like every 21 years and I just rewire my own brain.
I did the Retrain the Brain series.
I did it at 20 and I did it again about 42. So
Me too, yeah.
what happened to me was when I was like 20, somebody asked my opinion on something, and I gave them my opinion. After I gave them my opinion, I realized that was not my opinion. That was an opinion I heard somebody else give, and I was all like, holy shit. You're like, I was like, I don't even have any thoughts of my own. So I was like,
Oh.
I like locked myself away for a year.
So yeah, honestly, I just
Reprogram
reset.
myself.
I just reset and I'm ready to come back out.
And that's what I did after so many years after the tragedy of the fire and all that. I fucking did enough reprogramming. Then I was all like, okay.
You can retrain your brain to become a completely different way of
And
thinking,
I mean,
and it's a beautiful.
Positive thinking.
I need to do.
Positive thinking
I
is
was
the first step.
manipulative. I was the biggest narcissist in relationships you could ever think of, and before 2019, when all those planets lined up, I made sure to say my I'm sorries.
Do you realize in 2025 the planets are all lining up? Do you realize that?
Did you hear about
Like
the
twice?
Did you hear about the skyquake the other night?
No.
Skyquake.
Oh, but I know it's what a skyquake is, but yes, no, I'm not here.
They said it sounded like trumpets.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
up towards Chicago, like Peoria area. They heard it.
Oh, right on. That would be cool, actually.
Except that's the
Except that
apocalypse.
well, yeah, people would definitely be thinking that. you know, for
Revelations.
sure.
We are in the apocalypse.
Yeah, I feel that way.
We are.
Yeah.
There's been a great divide amongst the people. If you didn't notice that.
Oh yeah.
Those ones that we grew up and they were like, why don't they understand us? That was that divide, and nobody understood me, ever.
I'm surprised I'm lived. We've talked about this before too. I mean, our generation is just like, do you know where your fucking kids are? There was a commercial that came out and been like, hey, it's 10 o'clock at night. You know where your kids are? Because I'm telling you, my parents did not. And if they thought they did, they were wrong. Because I wasn't where I said I was.
My parents were like, my parents were strict, my mom especially, and fucking she would lay the smack down, but she only had to lay it down a few times on me, and I learned my motherfucking lesson. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
But then I learned, hey, you better be smooth if you're gonna do some shit. But the internet wasn't around, so I lived in the country. I could go to town 3 miles away and fucking run amok and come back home.
Nobody know you're on.
Nobody knew.
That's the Virgo in you.
Nobody fucking knew a thing.
I tell you what, they would ground me. And I mean, I started stealing cars in 8th grade.
Oh.
So I deserve to be grounded but they ground me and they put me in my room in the basement and I'd have to be in there forever. I loved it. I'd sit in there and replan how to take over the world again. Like I'd come up with a grander thing, you know, like just to piss them off. I'm like, it's on, parents, you know. But they sent me away at 17 to the Army.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
I needed it.
Yeah, my brother got in trouble and he ended up going into the Navy. We grew up in Valier. There was a bar and 3 churches and a post office.
Valier?
Yeah,
I grew up in
shit.
Ellis Grove.
Oh yeah, right on.
Right
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked about this before too. There's a reason why growing up my ass and thighs were fabulous. It's because I rode my bike fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
I rollerbladed with a dog.
Wasn't nothing else to do.
When I was a kid, when we were kids, rollerblades weren't even invented yet.
Yeah, I did.
I can remember whenever they rollerblades
When did
came
rollerblades
out.
come out?
It was like very late 80s, maybe early 90s.
I don't know. I've never been ice skating, so I've only done. My grandma owned a skating rink here in Benton, so 4 wheels side by side were the ones.
Dude, from like 3rd grade to like 6th grade, every Friday I was at Emory Brothers in Marion. Every Friday night.
They said I could skate.
So
before
then
I
you
could
didn't
walk.
ski?
I've never water skied or snow skied.
I tried water ski before.
No.
Where's
got
your adventurous
dragged on my
side?
face.
Well, I have one.
She tried heroin? What are you talking about?
Because
That
you
was
thought
by
it was okay.
accident. That was by accident. No, I like to travel, and I found out that I'm also afraid of heights. That was trial by air kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was with my ex-boyfriend, and this it's south of Marion. I want to say Jackson Falls.
Yeah.
So he's like, let's go rock climbing. And I'm like,
shit.
okay, yeah, let's go. That's beautiful.
I gotta get
Yeah,
my
let's do
chips.
that. So I go rock climbing with him, and he kept on saying the ladder tree, the ladder tree, the ladder tree. And that sounds like something that you can climb up. Well, no. No, the ladder tree is we're on a plane, and where we got to go is down there. And the tree, you walk on a branch to the tree trunk.
Oh, shit.
Go around on the other side and then come down this rickety ass, some fucking boards. And I was terrified. I walked across like 3 steps to get to the trunk, and I looked down and I was like, no. I was like, nope. And they were like, do you want to, like, I can belay you down? Or like, do you want to? And I was just like, nope, not moving, not moving. And they were like, well, we can't leave you here in the tree. You know, you got to do something. I was terrified. And I've been with JD. We went to the mountains, and
Which mountain?
the Smoky Mountains. They actually changed my life.
Really?
That's where he proposed to me, was in the Smoky Mountains.
So when you get married?
One of these years.
One of
I
these
don't
years.
know.
How long have you been engaged?
How long have we been engaged? A couple years.
About 30.
Actually, I was pissed off when he proposed to me. He was taking the worst pictures of me. We were in Cates Cove, and I would look at these pictures, and I was like, why are you the only one that made me look pregnant? That is awful. And I'm like bitching at him in the car.
He's like, I better be the only one that makes you look pregnant, baby.
And he like pulls into this like little thing, and he was like, do you want to take more pictures here? And I was like, I guess. More bad pictures, sure. So yeah, I have that attitude, and we like walk out, and he's walking way in the grass, and in my mind I'm thinking, what in the fuck is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. Why are we
You
walking
got a
in the
big fight with him. What the
grass?
fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I know. It was
He should
kinda
just
bad.
threw the ring at you.
I know. And then all of a sudden I turned around and he's down on one knee, and I was like, what the fuck?
Did you hurt yourself?
Can I help you up?
What's going on right now? Yeah, it was sweet. It was sweet. But what I was going to say is we went in a a little cable cart and rode up the side of the
Oh,
mountain.
shit.
And I was squeezing his hand so tight because you'd go over these little bumps in it and it would make that cart rock. And I was like, motherfucker. I was so terrified. And he was like, okay, you can quit squeezing my hand now. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you know the water tower at Giant City?
Yeah, I've climbed it.
When I was like 3, my dad took me and set me on the other side of the rail, stood me up.
That's scary.
But guess what? I'm not scared of heights.
No?
Just like last thing I told you, how my aunts, uncles, grandma, and parents would put me in a closet and I said, like, scare us, and I'm not scared of the dark.
Yeah.
It's like everything they did, like, cured me of being scared of shit. To where, you know, some of my cousins or brothers they are scared of heights and dark, but I'm not.
Not you.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm terrified of heights.
I am not.
I've done some really crazy things at heights because I worked construction doing gutters, and there's been many times that I've did silly things and I fell. I've fell many times, but it's like when you're falling from like 18 feet and like everything slows down to let you see why you're falling, like, oh, okay, I didn't hook that up right as you're like falling. So like, it's like the world just saying, hey, don't be too brave because you can fuck up.
Well, I've told this story before, but there's a bobcat that's sitting on top of that barrel. And this is before we opened. It was down here on the table. And Shane was in here and he was like, I'm going to put that bobcat up on that barrel. And I said, well, I don't have a ladder, Shane. He goes, I don't need a ladder.
No.
And he had that bobcat under one arm and climbed that like a fucking spider monkey.
Of course he did.
And put it up there. And I said, well, how are you going to get down? And he just sit down and put his legs over and then just jump down. And I was like, okie dokie. I was like, all right. And he was like, yeah, that ain't nothing.
What's funny about the girls that introduced me to Shane and told me how we're the same person, we're just alike and all this shit. Me and Shane's birthday's one day apart. I mean, it's like a year in one day, but yeah. And what's funny is at Mario's benefit, he introduced me to his brother who was born the next day.
Yeah.
So we're the 24th, 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
Yeah, Pigeon.
Is that his name? Is that what they call him?
Yeah, Pigeon. Yeah.
His, I think I may have made his brother mad. I don't know. His brother didn't ever say or show any whatever, but the girl with his brother had
She's a cunt. I don't use that. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck.
She had a shirt on that had 2 words on it, and I forgot what it was, but it was right on her tits. And I'm not thinking, I was all like, dun, dun. I was like reading it, and I was all like,
trying to touch her boob is what you're saying.
I think we're finding a pattern here.
You're like, I didn't mean to.
No, I did touch it, but I was all like, yeehaw, yeehaw. And then I like walked off and came back like 20 minutes later and was all like, so your shirt or something, dude. And she got real snippy with me, and I was all like,
you know why? Because she's a total cunt.
I was like, oh, okay.
She is. I've been her bartender for a long time. And I've been outside of a bar with her because she was friends with who I used to work for.
Yeah.
And we went to do Moonstock where Ozzy played.
Okay.
And this is a great story, actually. So I worked for Carla at City Limits, and nobody there knew she was a bar owner. And she was like, I'm going to go 10 bar with you guys. Because I was like, we're just going to go in there and make some cash and then get out. And I asked her, I was like, can I take like 6 days off? And she was like, I want to go with you. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, but nobody knew she owned a bar. And they're talking to her like she's a fucking idiot. You know. But then that's fine. But cunt face went with us, and she was drinking, and we're going to a job interview, and she's like got her beer, and the guy was like, this is a job interview, you can't have your beer, and she was like, well, I don't want to fucking do it then.
Right.
And I also had Jessie Jessica Sandifer. She was sitting with me in the back seat, and she was just jumping on her ass like bad. She was like, your husband's not a fucking coal miner. You don't have no money. Blah, blah.
Oh my God.
I know, it was awful.
Wow.
It was awful. She's a cunt.
I don't feel bad for anything I said that night then.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I don't call very many people that, but I don't care to call her that because that's what she is.
I wouldn't know her if she walked in right now, but I just remember that
Well, she thinks she's
she fucking
hot shit.
yeah, she totally
She's not.
I remember she wasn't hot shit. I do remember that.
She's not a very good person. Is what I'm trying to say. You know.
Wow.
Shallow Hal. You guys will watch that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly how I can picture her. Like, I know exactly which one I'm talking about in there.
That is what she would be. Yeah, she would be like that Haggy lady.
Have you guys ever seen?
She's like, I'm a model. She really is a model, though. She did model for a little while. She really did.
That's why I went and pointed at her boobies.
She'll tell you. She'll tell you that.
Does she even
too,
have
I'm
boobs?
Sure. I don't know. I don't pay that much.
Me neither. I just remember her shirt had 2 words on it. It was like one word together like this. You get it, guys? And I was all like, I didn't touch her.
Yeah.
But of course.
That's your story, Joe.
Of course.
Isn't that what Bill Clinton said, too?
No, he said I did not have relations with that woman.
Okay. I was just...
I admitted to pointing at her shirt. I didn't touch her shirt.
Okay.
But each boob did have a word on it. I remember what it was, but it was like Yahoo or something. And I was like, Yahoo!
Are you, huh?
Could have been. That's what I said before, but it was probably neither one. There's probably no Y's or W's. But
I had to
don't
get the
know.
tequila taste out of my mouth. It was... at the
is.
end. At
I
the
will
end,
say, I
there's
didn't-
no more
okay.
left. You can taste it.
Yes, and I've never even seen that brand, and it's a cinnamon tequila. And I was going to buy a different bar, and we bought the stock that they had, and that was in the stock. And I was just like, cinnamon tequila, what the fuck is this shit? And then I tried to do a special with it, and I was like, let's just put it in a slushie. And
Yeah.
it's like that time of year with the cinnamon, and let's just do that. And so, yeah, that's what we
I
used
mean,
to.
from coming in, you're already steps ahead. You know, you've got the greatest entertainment in Southern Illinois.
Well, you would think so, but nobody comes here.
That's the thing.
I want to say I'm fucking ugly and nobody loves me, which is Skylar Pendergast. That's
Oh,
That's
of
where
his
you
song.
get their favorite drink. Those slushies. I mean, that word gets out. Do your food. You know, do like maybe a pizza, maybe, you know, and do it special for them. And they're going to come in here every Wednesday to eat it.
I hope so.
We're gonna shoot some commercials and shit to like put in between in
Because
here
my
and different
landlord
things.
raised our rent $400
Oh,
because we don't have machines. We do want machines here.
okay. So why aren't you?
You gotta wait.
Yeah,
do?
It's like a standard 6 month. Well, we've
Okay.
been jumping through these hoops. It's crazy.
Now, how about? I'm just throwing suggestions out there. Is there an outer part to this? Because if you had a garden, like a smoke garden,
Oh. Yeah, we don't own the parking lot, or he doesn't. The bank owns this parking lot. This building next door is empty. And if we ever did, because we're leasing to own, so if we ever did one day buy the building and pay it off or whatever, then maybe we could get this building and have that open up.
but
And a
that's
lot
your
of-
front entrance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but most everybody comes in this door.
Have you seen Bruise Brothers? They got their tables outside for their.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just small, simple.
Hang on.
Stand-up tables.
I've seen Blues Brothers. I don't remember there being tables outside in Blues
Yeah,
Brothers.
they're concrete. Actually.
Yeah, most everybody.
What part of the
likes-
movie are they in the outside of the
No,
restaurant?
Bruise Brothers.
Oh, Bruce Brothers.
In Murfreesboro.
Well, somebody suggested, but see, we don't own the building yet, but somebody was like, you know what would be cool is to have those garage doors open.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
think
that would be-
Brian's one of those.
Because
Yes.
then you can.
Yeah, but we're just not there yet.
Not there
Yeah.
yet.
I would say if you put somewhere outside for people to smoke, a few tables out there, or something cute, that would be sufficient for your smokers. So you'd have smokers, coffee, slushies, food. What more could you ask for?
Dude, she brings entertainment. She has bands come in of all different kind of varieties.
And do you know what I like? And this is true. So whenever I go out, we very rarely go to Carbondale, and I don't really know why. When we go out, we go to St. Louis.
Yeah.
And the bands that we see, they're not playing covers. They're
Right.
playing original music,
Right.
and they're fucking good. So I'm like, that's what I want here. And so the people here in Benton come here, or in this area, come here and see bands that have original music, because that's what I want to hear.
As in, I can't wait
It's
to
like-
play you an original song
It's
tonight.
like me and 8 people, and that's it.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
else
it.
wants to sing karaoke to the same songs
Ew.
that they have been singing
That's
for
why
at
I
least
had-
10 years.
I would not do karaoke.
Well, we wouldn't have anybody if we didn't do
Right. Yeah, that's, yeah.
It's a karaoke town.
Is it really?
Yeah. And if a band does play, they want to hear cover songs. And I love these cover songs, don't get me wrong. I do.
Right.
I just would rather hear something original come out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I was blown away. And I'm going to talk, I think I've talked about him on every single podcast that we've had. Skylar Pendergast. I met him here. I have a crush on him. He's married with children, but I do have a crush on him. And he turned me on to his music, and I was like obsessed with it. It's so Benton, Illinois. It couldn't be any more.
Can't be any more
Benton,
Benton.
Illinois. So it resonates with almost every song, and I don't even like that really kind of music. But I started listening to it, and there's a lot of pain. There is a lot of pain in every song.
There's
most
a lot of
of
pain
the
in
songs.
Franklin County.
There is. This is like number one.
This is
poverty.
number one.
Well,
This is the number 5 city.
yes, of poverty-stricken.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
And this is hard to believe.
I wanted to say it was in top 3, but it might be top 5. I don't know. I said I was
So
going to check
West City
that.
is 1 and Benton is 1.
Oh.
So West City may be in the top 3.
Oh, right on.
But yeah, they're both in the top 5.
Yeah, and then
That-
we have the drugs
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and that is so, and then that's
I
probably...
think that'd bring more people in.
That's what I said. Well, like we kind of got bashed. There were some people online, and they were like, "There's a lot of drugs going on there," and I was like, "Well, we know that's a fucking liar. This place would be goddamn packed."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of drug deals when there's 3 people in here.
You're
Come on.
Right.
We're not mob leaders.
Yeah, because I mean, and I don't even mind to say shit like that too, because I just want to be real.
Right, right.
Like, do they fight and do they do drugs in bars? Yeah. Been a bartender for 30 years. I can't name a bar that didn't happen at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I've not heard of any of that shenanigans in the weed lounges.
Well, no.
Just gonna throw that out there. Just
No.
gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's another thing. Like weed now. You can smoke it, and I don't give a shit. I've got all my friends smoke weed. Well, most of them.
Right.
I just don't because
It's a preference.
mine is like I think my chemical is not made to smoke.
You won't let go.
You like caffeine.
You can't let your mind go. You have to know where your mind's at. You can't just throw it in the hands of the universe, can you?
I think that's what it is. I get very small.
Yeah.
That's what I always say when I
You ever
smoke
did
weed.
DMT?
I get very
Yes.
small.
So if she were to do it, she would sit there in electronic shocks because she won't go through with it.
I like researched all this shit and like seen all these podcasts on DMT and all these different things, and everybody's all like, you go through this darkness and then you break out and you shoot in outer space, and this is different people, different things. They've all like mechanical elves, they call them, and different
I've read,
shit.
yeah.
Okay. When I did it, I was literally in black for 20 minutes, and I was all like, all right, people, here I am, show me something. And I was all like, what the fuck? But then after I was all like, oh shit, I just learned something. It showed me that I like the darkness, that I liked that.
Wow.
And that I feel comfortable being all alone in that shit, so it didn't let me see the rest of it, because it's like, that's what you're comfortable with, and you have to control everything around you. We're not going to give you what you want.
Right.
And I was like, shit, I learned something, but I didn't blast off like I wanted to, damn it. Yeah, I was just in complete darkness for like 20 minutes.
So this was my experience. It was down at Andy and Robbins.
Okay.
Down there. It was one of their fests many years ago, and I did DMT for the first time. I don't know if you know this or not, but I also do alien heritage.
Oh, right on.
That's when I started doing alien.
Ah!
Right on.
Yeah. Because I've already blasted way out there. Like, I never did acid till my 40s because my mind's there. My mind is
I
always
did.
there.
I did mine teenager in 20s.
That's when it was dangerous. That's when
Yeah.
you didn't come back.
Yeah.
I made it.
I think the first time I ever took acid, I was 16.
Oh, my.
And there's never been a drug that I've tried that I'm all like, I want to do that again tomorrow. But LSD, I was all like, oh shit, I wouldn't mind doing that every day.
Every day, microdose.
Damn, I wouldn't mind doing that every day. And then like, there was a guy in our town that would be like, hi boys, when you drive by and shit. And he just would sit there and people would like roll up like a grasshopper and give it to him, and he'd smoke it and shit because he was so gone. And one day he told us, like, yeah, I took too much acid one time. And I was all like, man, that's so awful. And then one day I was tripping, and I was all like, man, maybe it would be good just to be like that. Not hi, boys! He ain't got a worry in the fucking world, dude. He'll smoke a fucking grasshopper. He don't give a fuck. Like, every day at a certain time, at like 3 o'clock, he'd walk down to a street pole and talk to it and kiss it.
Oh, okay.
But they had a street pole that had, like, the signs on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every day at like 3 o'clock, he'd go kiss it. Well, like, man, that motherfucker ain't got a worry in the world.
I mean, but you know, what is in front of us is not real. They say. And so...
I touched them, they're real.
Could you imagine?
They are.
What his real? I mean, that may have been his girlfriend.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
It was something.
And so in his world, like, that's a... I mean, I went through and I did bath salts. Not gonna lie. Mixed it with many other drugs also. I ended up instituted. They said I was not coming back from that one. I remember I had a gun and I was shooting people that weren't there. They said they were there.
Now was this around the time that you could get bath salts at like any gas station like K2 and that shit?
Yes. Yeah. I was on the team that got bath salts out of the state of Illinois because they didn't know if I was gonna. They said I was done, but
You made it.
I did. I did. I didn't think I was either. It was a long stay in an institution. And I did not want anybody to ever have to go through that, and why anybody would ever want to go through that.
I agree with that shit, yeah.
I mean, I'm outside and like arguing with people that weren't there. I'm telling people to get out of my car that are not in there. That's crazy.
So have you seen like the videos and the people, I mean, it is what it is. And there'll be these videos of these people and they contort, they're on something. I don't know what the fuck they're on.
One today!
That's all
contorted.
fentanyl.
And they can't get comfortable. And they're
it's fentanyl.
I see one
and
today.
I'm just like, why would you want to do that? Because that doesn't look comfortable.
The dude was bent completely over like this, but he was still, I don't know how he was standing.
So it's,
I have no idea. It was just
called
somebody
train.
videoed. It was
They
like
mixed like Special K or something with fentanyl. Like they mixed the fentanyl with something else, a veterinary drug.
Now, wasn't there some like Flocka or some shit that was doing that to people back in the day? It might be the same shit.
I think it probably is.
But dude, this motherfucker was bent in half.
Walking across the street. Yeah.
Dude, this was like, it looked like the zombie apocalypse.
Was
And
this
it was just
Seattle
like,
or Philadelphia?
I don't know, it could have been Portland. But I seen it today. And it was, somebody just took a video, it was just like 20 people all on the street, just all
They're
like
not
that.
showing us what's going on out there in the real world.
It
right
was
now.
like their fucking feet were glued to the ground and the body was trying to pass out. Their legs were straight up and down, the rest of their body was
And
just
it's
like...
weird. Well, I've seen them laying down, and they won't
That is
stop
awful.
moving, but they're moving like they're
Reminds me of a Tool album cover or
it's
some
awful.
shit.
I'm like, well, they can't get comfortable, and they don't stop. They're just and they're moving, and they're just like, and I'm like, oh my god, just relax, you know. I'm like wanting to help them. I'm like, just fucking.
You just
relax.
describe me every night trying to get to sleep. I don't know how to relax.
You don't
No.
know to start with your toes and relax all your toes.
Oh, I did that where you like tense everything up and then just... But then like 6 seconds later, I'll be like... Like, I tried meditation, right? Like a couple years ago, I was like, well, try meditate when you go to sleep, whatever. And it was like, all right, now I want you to just think about nothing. So I'm all like, okay, I'm thinking about nothing. So I'm thinking.
No, the meditations you
But
need
then
to
like
do.
3 days later, I could do it. Just because I just kept trying to do it in my mind. You've got to be able to... What I've learned in life is you have to learn how to control your emotions and not let your emotions control you. And it only took me 45 fucking years to figure that out.
Right.
Now, I'm a very emotional guy, but that's a huge thing because we let our emotions control what we do, how we treat people, how we fucking act. We do.
I mean, I'm
Big time.
cold-hearted a lot because I don't react. I pause when I talk. I will step back from an argument. I will not confront you until I know what words hurt. And once you speak, that's a spell. But it's spelling for a reason. And so that comes out and that manifests. That's there permanently. And so you have to choose your words and be very careful. And the type of meditation you need is you need to transcend.
I did get into some stuff that had
That way you leave.
what's the with mantras,
Yeah.
and so I was all like looking into this shit, right? And then like I realized to really get into it, you had to pay money. So I was all like, wait a minute. So you know what I mean? So there was
I'll
like
come in and do it for free.
they was all like, but anyways, I got some thing, and it was all like, yeah, you just say a fucking something over and over, but it can't have a meaning because your mind will instantly go to something it means.
Yeah.
So that's why is a thing because it means nothing.
Right.
So I started doing that shit, and it would take me every once in a while, you know, it would take me out of my whatever, and I would wake up, and I'd be like, oh sweet, it fucking worked.
You know what else I do? I pick up a guitar.
Well, that's where I started playing bass. Whenever
Because when I can't control my mind, I go to music.
the last time that I was rewinding my brain is right around when the COVID hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got a new job. I lost it the next day because it was the COVID shutdown. And I had a 2-year-old son, and his mom got a job the day after the COVID shutdown. So there was no nurseries or all this shit. So we finally, all right, you take care of him, and I'll take care of everything else. So it's like, okay. And so here I was in a fucking house with a 2-year-old every day, and I was all like, you always get so close to doing shit, and then you get to close what you want, and then you just say, oh, fuck it, and go do other shit. So I was like, once you pick something and fucking be good at it, and actually try. I looked over, and there was an acoustic bass sitting in the corner of my room. So I'd pick it up, and I'd play mandatory 6 hours a day. But I'd end up playing like 10, 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just playing the bass.
Yeah.
And dude, I would play it with like, I'd get to where I'd try to play everything with just my pinkies and like just do crazy shit. And then like in leaps and bounds, I would just like start laughing out loud hysterically because I could do things all of a sudden. Like my mind made a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And like life itself was becoming easier to think about and all this shit. And I was all like, holy shit, what's going on here? But
Music does music.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Just I was putting my mind into something, and I was trying, and it just became easy. And then like everything else in life that I was trying became easier, and I was all like, it was like a fucking dream when something happens, and you're like, oh wow, and you're like, oh, this is a dream.
You should listen. I'll probably have to send it to you because you'll forget.
Yeah, right.
You should listen to Grant Morrison. I don't know if you've ever watched his.
I know that name.
Yeah, I think I've talked to you about it before. And he's the one who, he actually introduced me to sigils like a long time ago.
Yeah. That's 2017. That's where I started.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. But I've always been a palm reader, tarot card. I started with Ruin Rocks. And so
With what?
if you can do fortune telling by Ruin Rocks, that's the hardest one. You can do any of them. So the book I mess with now is the Book of Thoth.
Yeah,
And that's the Egyptian.
I had that.
And I love it. They're like everybody's like, that book is so evil. That's like, And I'm like, yeah, don't you want evil on your side in the end? Don't you want to be there with it, agreeing?
Is it really, though, evil?
Dude, and if they come from the same person. God created them both.
Like my son last night, my 7-year-old was saying something about witches, and I so wanted to be like, do you realize that witches aren't bad? That witches are just like, they use stuff from it, but I didn't. But I want to be like, you realize they're just like you said.
You need to correct him.
You realizing that it's just like, but he gets, like the evil witch thing.
Right.
Like,
Wicked Witch of the East.
yes, like that's not what a witch, like Wiccan and all that shit. All these Christian holidays are fucking pagan and Wiccan fucking holidays that everybody celebrates. So like, okay, let's go ahead and make money off that too.
Right.
That's pretty much what they did.
It's awful. And it's gotten to where I don't even want to celebrate holidays.
I don't.
Because they're not real.
I don't.
It's my whole life. I've been told
don't.
lies. I've been told stories. Everything I was taught in grade school was fucking wrong.
Dude, when I was in grade school, I've said this on podcasts before, I was all like, so if you just sit around and eat junk and sugar all day, you get sugar diabetes. And they're like, Jody, that's not how that works. Guess what? That's how it works.
Yeah.
But back then in the 80s, they didn't know that yet. They thought you was born with diabetes and it was whatever.
They did, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was told in school, Jody, that's not how it works.
Yes. It was genetics.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. And it's not. Oh, I was going to tell you guys, be nose breathers. nose breathers don't get cancer of the throat because you're going through.
It filters it?
Yeah, it filters it. So definitely, like, and hearing stuff, if you pay attention, like, people will be like, she died, she was perfectly healthy. But guess what? She probably breathed through her mouth.
Mouth breather.
She's a mouth breather.
Your nose breather, okay?
Yeah, I had some Thoth cards there for a while, and
I love the Book of Thoth. I love the story.
and of course I grew up, and that was the devil and all that. My mom was super duper. My mom's like, if it's not in the Bible, it's not real.
Right.
So like whenever I talk to her about science, she's all like, Jody, I don't believe in science. Like, Mom, like she thinks science is like a religion. Like, no, they're just like trying to prove what's real. But I will say this: a lot of science is, well, this is what it has to be, so that's what it is. And then later they found out that's not what it is. That's why I'm all like.
Well, in religion, the three magi, or the three wise men, they were magicians. The three magi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they call them the three wise men. And then Jesus is gone for a while. He goes and studies with fucking magicians.
You know who Brian? Is it Brian Carlson?
Oh wait, did we talk about him before?
Probably.
When Rocky was here.
Yeah, he's a black dude that does. He's like a big Anunnaki guy, but he like connects it all with all religions. Well, he's got a thing where he says, and I don't even know where he gets his shit, but actually he gets like the Dead Sea Scrolls and does it himself.
Okay.
Which a lot of people's have done it, but
Okay, I see. I think that's the one that
Brian
Rocky.
Carson.
I think Rocky was saying that he is like, that's his jam, is those Dead
Yes.
Sea. He's like the expert in that.
Right. And what was I saying?
Oh my God.
Oh no, he said that because in the Bible Jesus was gone he was like till like the age of 12, and then he didn't come back till he was like 39 or some shit. Well, he has him going to like he went to learn Buddhism.
Yeah.
And he went and learned healing from different places and different things.
But,
Jesus went to these different places.
But at the time, that's all considered like magic
Yes,
or
witchcraft.
Yes,
Yes.
So he goes and studies that.
And he has Jesus as being a guy that was coming to tell people the truth.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we can't fucking have that. We can have this guy coming and tell people the truth.
Let's put him
You know,
in. Yeah.
we got to get rid of him.
Yeah,
So-
that's crazy. And but they market it up in this story to sell.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling my 7-year-old last night, because he's talking about this and that, and I was all like, we should all live our life as Jesus did. But I was like, you go to any church and you see all these people all dressed up and all these nice cars and all this shit, and they're not living their life as Jesus did. Because Jesus would give that shit away.
Yeah.
And they're not. I'm not saying you should give all your shit away, you earn whatever. But that's true Jesus' way. Is
and to accept everyone.
yes.
Understand, to be
yes.
understanding of
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
And not judge.
And somehow people have taken this and been like, oh, we can hate them because it's against our religion. It's like, wait a minute, that's not what he was saying. But
Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad society. I did acid for the first time also out of Andy and Robin's. Funny story.
Okay.
It was New Year's. It was when I turned 40. And we're out of the cave. It's when their cave, they just started it up. So all the guests are the regular festival goers and the vendors and stuff like that. And so we're all out there. I take almost 7.
woo!
My first time ever. They leave me with Mick. So it's me and Mick, 2 oldest people there. And we're trying to get up into this cave. It's pouring down rain, snow, ice, everything you could think of. And I get in there and I see Jesus. And I walk a little further. And then I see the devil. But it wasn't the devil. It was just another guy. And then I seen God like right there with them. And it was the weirdest thing ever. And it was when it took that for me to realize that the devil wasn't this little man running around with horns and a red suit and this angry. It was not at all what people say and the pictures they put in your mind. And that was my awakening moment of knowing
Yeah, they.
But I got to say hi to them all, and like they welcomed me into the cave, and then I had this Ninja Turtle sweatshirt on, so like they're all dancing and stuff.
You didn't see fucking Master Shredder in there?
No. But I tell you who I did see, a fire dancer. That blew my mind.
Oh yeah, that would be
It
cool.
was T.J. Warren.
Dude, that is one thing that I will say about Goonies and the whole festival thing. Like, the first time that the Dark Comets ever played a show that I was with them was in like 4 days' notice. We like played the slab next to the Harrisburg pub there, and there was probably 50 people just showed up, and we had fucking fire spinners, and it just fucking
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it was all
the
like-
best thing about the Goonies.
Then the first time that I played a festival at Tall Tree, it was
That rocked.
awesome because here I am playing an instrument, entertaining people, but at the same time I'm watching people that I'm entertaining me because they're spitting
He
fire,
was
throwing
jumping.
fire, and I was all like,
You were jumping off the stage, like
Yeah,
It was okay. They were the best show that weekend. Like it was when I get goosebumps talking about it because I remember it's like vivid watching you guys and like because they're so much taller than him, and like the women were like all over him. Oh my goodness.
They were not all over me. I heard the next day they were like fanning themselves and shit.
Yeah, every time she was trying to touch the booth. It was. I mean, he was a hit. Like
It was like this. Like
Was it Brian or was it your other?
Isaiah.
Okay.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
It was like I jumped off the stage and my strap came unhooked. So instead of just picking my guitar up, fixing it, I just got on the ground and started playing like this. You know what I mean? And evidently, they said the ladies were like,
Yeah, they were like up front, and because I'm a dancer when I'm not on stage.
Rocky's like, I thought you were just trying to look cool. I was like, no, my shit fell. So instead of waiting, I just fucking went ahead and played it like this.
Oh, Jody, you're so hot.
Yeah.
See, he doesn't know when women are
I
flirting.
don't.
No.
Her and the dude she was with the next day told me, and I was up the whole night, and I kept asking, tell me about that again. And they were like, we're not saying they were good looking. They were like,
Right, no, okay, yeah.
and they were like, half of them was 12, but
I left that part out.
That's funny.
That was such a good night.
Yeah, dude,
that was a good night.
Yeah.
My butt cheeks were all over your car.
yeah, that was probably the funnest show I've ever played. And what's funny is there's like a video that somebody recorded. So I'm watching the video, right? It's a song, and the whole fucking song, I'm like, where am I at? I'm nowhere in sight. And at the very end of the song, you see me stand up. Because I laid on my back and just played the whole song. I seen somebody cooking, and this is midnight. I see somebody cooking under the sound tent, and I was like, are you cooking stir fry? They're like, yeah, you want some? I was like, yeah, I didn't think it was really going to happen. I'm in the middle of a song, and there's a drum thrown in front of me with plated food. So I was all like, this whole song was an A, so I just hit the A string, and I was like, eating food. So I was like, let's see how awkward I can make it. So I did as slow as I could, like one of the animatronic,
And I'll tell you what, Peter and Mark, they can cook out at a festival. That is where you want to be. I stay with them. I sleep next to them.
It was Mr. Hydration that brought it up.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how is he been?
He's in Streeter, I believe, for...
A shout out if you're watching.
Yeah,
Miss you, bud.
I see. I think he's got a old lady and shit now. Raul.
He played before. I met all these guys at Fright Fest. And he played before me. You guys went on after me. But yeah, I mean, the festival scene is a good place to heal. But you have to be healing and not sad.
So, yeah, I've got two of my bartenders are festival kids. Zach is a Goonie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Cassandra is,
Okay.
or if she's just
She
around.
dated Shane for a minute, so...
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah, so she'll forever be one.
Right on.
She's got some of the,
Right on.
Goonie adjacent, at least.
She's got the Goonie jizz in her, or whatever. The
Goonie.
Goonie jizz.
Wow.
I was gonna say Goonie ooze.
I didn't realize being a Goonie was an STD, but now that you say it, it makes sense.
Right? I mean, I got some in me too.
She got some STDs, you heard it here first.
No, that's not what I said. Totally not what I said.
No, Goonie jizz. All
Goonie
right.
jizz, hey.
Goonie jizz.
Hey,
Makes
what?
you,
Did
makes
you
you a
get
brunette.
Did you
I
get
don't
it?
know.
Did you get it from One-Eyed Willie or what?
Well, and that's where it came from. That's the source of it all.
And then we also have the Midwest Freaks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I believe that they're Goonie adjacent too.
Yeah.
Who's the Midwest Freaks? Who's in that?
Isn't it Gunner and Travis and
Are they?
or are they in something else?
I thought, I don't know.
Yeah, they're
well, I
supposed
mean,
to be
if Zach
Goonies.
is Goonie, well,
They
you
are.
gonna be Goonie? I don't know. Maybe they are Midwest Freak. I don't know. Maybe
They
down
are.
here.
Because they do the EDM.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I love EDM and
I do not.
I don't either.
At 4 a.m.
Why
when
not?
I'm trying
I
to
don't either.
sleep,
I dance.
Yeah,
I've never been.
Oh, right on.
Because I'm always a responsible one. I'll use drugs at the InstaFest. I got to work the jobs and be on stage. I don't like that when I'm trying to sleep.
Oh yeah, I want to be up there dancing.
Boom.
Well,
And
well,
what's bad is once it starts, I try to keep up with all these 20-year-old kids, and I'm 52, and I'm just dancing. I got sweat dripping off me, and I'm like, fuck, I'm tired. I'm gonna sit the fuck down. I've been dancing for how long have I been dancing?
Yeah.
Because I once that music starts, I'm just because it's
Yeah.
continuous, so you just keep
Yeah.
dancing. I can't do that anymore.
I know.
Yes, you can. You can't do it because you say you can't.
Yeah, right.
That's the only thing that stops us is when we say we can't.
That's true.
Right, your mind is so fucking
That is
much
true.
stronger than what your body is.
Well, I do it until I'm like exhausted, and then I'm just like, I have to sit down now.
Just do it every day a little bit, and you'll be fucking.
Fucking dancing
Riding
forever.
bike,
Be like
ass
the Forrest
and thighs
Gump.
again.
You'll be Forrest Gump in it. Like, you know how he runs?
And I was dancing,
Dance.
Jenny.
It is. That's hardcore. I do need to. That would probably be good. I'd like to do belly dancing in here. There was several people that were interested.
Me and my daughter would be interested.
Yeah.
We were talking about line dancing. We would like to take something together.
Well, I don't know who teaches it anymore. There used to be somebody out at Ren Lake College that did it, but she's retired and moved on.
Does anybody teach belly dancing? If you do, come talk to the cat.
Comment down below.
I would. I'd like to have some people come in and do some classes to just learn basics. I've done it. I've done it for years and years, but I'm very rusty. Actually, I pulled my pelvic. There's a band right there, and I pulled that. I didn't know I could do a belly dance. Apparently, you can. And it was so bad that I couldn't get in and out of a car. I couldn't go up and down steps.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Oh,
Like,
it was sucky.
I mean, I've had a pain there, like a real quick one, but not a lasting.
Oh, it was bad.
How long
I
did it
couldn't-
last?
Like for weeks. It just like had to fade off. That pain just had
Oh.
to, yeah, I pulled that band. There's a band there, and I pulled it because I didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was having appendicitis or something. I was like, what is going on? And they was like, oh, you belly dance. I told them. I was like, I don't know. It's right after I belly danced, and I said I did something, moved a certain way, and I said it had a sharp pain there, and they go, oh, you pulled this so and so band. Happened a long time ago, and so I stopped doing it for a while, and then I was just like, yeah, I'll start back up again, but I'm rusty. I don't know a lot of the moves. I can't transition very well.
Right.
I forgot how to do it.
You know what you should do here? Full moon yoga flows.
I'd like to do a pixel whip. You said you should get out that energy. I was thinking I would love to have a pixel
There you
whip.
go.
What the fuck is a pixel whip?
Those whips that light
That
up. and-
dance.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, yes. You get one, and I'll get something similar.
Weren't you guys doing that here with, not that, but weren't you doing like the bouillon balls or whatever?
Poi.
Yeah, bouillon balls.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there's Poi and Bongo Jack's woman. She does the hula hoop and
Yeah.
stuff. And
And if I ever say I can fire dance or spin fire, I can't. Okay? So always remember that.
okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be able. I don't know. I don't think I could do the fire. I like the pixel whip though. I think that looks really cool. But I'd like to belly dance. I wanted to do a risque dance to a Pussifer song, which I'm obsessed with Maynard. I love Maynard James Keenan.
Now, was it in the video or what? Because I seen you post that, but I didn't watch what it was.
Oh, it's so sexy.
Is
that
it,
dance
is it the video or is it just some, okay.
And there was like 8 girls that were committed to learn the dance, and then the day of the first me and one other girl showed up, and I was like, oh, nobody's taking this serious.
Right.
But it's such a sexy dance, and I like that.
Send it to me. Send it to me.
Okay.
You know what's weird? What side is mine on? We both have moles. Right in the same side. Right in the same place.
Oh, yeah, right on. Right on. Yeah.
Is that slushy thing?
Oh, it's probably... Oh, it might have even gotten less slushified. It kind of looks very liquidy now.
Get you another cup.
Thank
so
you.
can next.
Thank you. So, when I was in the Army, I drank
Is
a lot
it
of
still
tequila.
not coming out? That's
It's
weird.
still not coming out.
It's
It
just drizzling.
It should come out. It might be clogged right there with ice. I bet that's
Stick,
what it
shove
is.
something up it.
Yes, Jody.
You first.
Shove something
Wait,
up
no,
it.
not in the bathroom.
Yeah. Are you hungry?
Yeah, I'm always hungry.
JD, do you like fish?
Sure.
Yeah?
Hmm?
Would you make her some fish?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we've got some sides. We've got coleslaw and baked beans back there
Okay.
too. You know, munch on that. And it's so funny because I'm not a big meat eater. I do eat meat, but I'm not a big meat eater. So I was even going to do like a vegetarian thing
Yeah.
here for people who
Yeah,
don't eat meat.
Okay, so that's what made Colors succeed. Well, first of all, I didn't have a pay. I gave up my pay to have one of my friends be a musician.
Oh, right on.
And so it would get one of my friends in there. It benefited all of us. And I'm doing what I love. Like, I don't need money to, I love music. And
Same. Dude, if there was a place,
Same.
that people were there that wanted to see music, I would pay to play that.
We need to become Facebook friends.
Yes, and it's only south of 64 this happens. You go, because I do a lot of, okay, so I left us a couple of years,
Right.
and I went and I toured with Stumpy Joe.
Was you in Peoria, Pekin, or something like that?
Yeah, I played Peoria. We would go up to Canada. We would go back down to Southern
Oh my
Illinois.
God, that's awesome.
Every
Yeah.
week. And I loved it. I did this 1 week out of every month. And music up there, people go to see because they want to hear some fucking music. They get out there. I had a group of girls that followed me around and went to all my shows. And I tell you what, they made me feel so amazing.
Did they have a crush on you?
Yeah,
That-
they were all lesbians. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, still, but on the road, I was a lesbian too. Because
Hey, me too.
if I didn't say I was, I had men all over me.
Oh,
If
okay.
I stood up and said I was a lesbian and not interested,
Yeah.
you would not believe they leave you alone. And it's great. I came off the road because I was assaulted by a friend in Peoria from down here. He was my security that night. And he kind of turned on me when we left the parking garage and we were at Kenny's watching Battle of the Bands. And that's my only safety, my only security. My regular guys are not there. They're hours away from me. I decided to go watch Battle of the Bands. It was heavy metal. Never been to heavy metal. And 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm stuck in a cornfield. No clue where I'm going. And this guy's like, "You make my cock so hard."
That's a good line.
And I'm like, and that's all he kept saying. And like just trying to be all over me. And that was a close friend that doesn't act like that when he's sober. It's Corey. You know Corey?
If I'm thinking of the right one.
Yeah, the glasses.
Yeah.
Rowley.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been at a 4 o'clock bar with my friend and got totally annihilated. And I had a jean skirt on, like a really short jean skirt, and I got fucking trashed. And this guy all night was trying to buy my drinks, and I had my own money. He didn't have to buy me shit, but he did buy me some. And I told my friend Ken, I was like, I'm going to go to the Bronco and lay down. I was like, I'm fucking wasted. I need to get out of here. I want to go lay down. So I went and laid down in the back seat of the truck, and he followed me. And as soon as I laid on my
At
side.
4 a.m.
And my ass was towards the door, and I was like laying this way, and I'm fucking trashed. But I do remember what happened. And he opened the door, and he was taking his hands and trying to put them at my skirt, right? And I was so drunk that I could barely have the strength. I was going, no, and trying to push his hand away. And he was like, oh, come on, just like, oh, you're so fucking sexy. And that shit.
You make my dick so
You know?
hard.
Yeah.
And then I'm laying there, and I'm going through my mind, and I know that I'm not going to be able to fight this guy off. You know, I would not be able to. I was that fucked up. And so that's going through my mind, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck, I'm fucked up. I have fucked up by being in this position right now. And then I hear my friend Kim's voice, and she goes, get the fuck away from her.
Nice.
Yes, and I was like, I'm laying like this, and I was like, oh, Kim, I love you. I was like, I love you so much right now. You know?
I always travel with guys now. I do. I don't even like to go 20 minutes away from home without having the guys behind my back, because it's crazy that it can be people in your own scene.
Yeah.
It's not strangers.
Right.
It's people in your own scene that assault you.
Because they're going to have a better opportunity, more of an opportunity. So, yeah.
And that private time with you. And I don't like to give my private time away anymore. I've not had to deal with it in 2 years, 'cause that's when I came off the road. And I've not even thought of how I'm going to deal with it. He and I have not even seen each other. He came back from the festivals up north because they told him, no, you will not be any more security. So he comes down here, goes to Sugar Creek, and told everybody that a different story, but put it on me. I was trying to get all over him, and I got pissed off and started telling stories about him because he turned me down. And Jess, my girl, called me and told me that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, Jess, you know me better. You know me better than that. So, yeah, dudes can be douches.
Hey, I am a dude, so let me tell you. Yeah, as a member of the congregation, we are,
Dogs.
I definitely not like anybody in the world, but I am a guy, and I don't know what our problem is, but we think with our dicks way too much, and I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't.
Like, sex in a relationship is the last thing for me. I want to make sure we communicate. I want to make sure we have an intimate conversation.
Right.
I want to make sure we can touch each other.
Most people are like, oh, fuck, you make my dick hard, so we
Right.
can forever, we're going to be happy. But no.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many divorces and shit, because people get married after like 3 months of knowing each other.
Oh, yeah.
And nowadays, like, you want to get married, it's like, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? So they're like, yeah. And then, like, you got these people who's been through 5 marriages and all these bitches or all these assholes or whatever. It's like, well.
I have friends that we're in our 40s, 43, and I have friends that have been married 4 times. And it's just like, why would you do it over and over again?
I've been married 0 times.
You know, Jonathan, he was my little brother's best friend, and he married me, and I didn't want to get married.
How much younger is your brother than you?
6. Okay, me and Jonathan's age different. He's 6 years younger than me.
Okay.
5.5 to 6, and we haven't had to see a lot of each other because of the military, and then me being a musician, and so this is the first year that we've really had to get to know each other. And
after 16 years?
After 16 years, we're just now getting to know each other.
Wow.
But when he married me, he took me to an island down off the coast of Venezuela, planned the whole wedding. It was just me and him, met a bunch of people from other countries, and the best part, 90% of the time, we're amazing. We're absolutely amazing like that. Best friends, can be there for each other, and then there's that one little thing that destroys us, and that's the sex part of the marriage. You know, I'm trying to work on myself, you know, and learn myself again. Not do it and be disappointed by myself every night, you know?
Yeah.
I got to build my confidence back up, you know? Like, girls are like that too.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but I dig for intimacy and conversation.
Right.
Before that, and it kills me that I could have a relationship without it after being in one like that, you know?
I agree with that.
Dude, I've been single.
And see, and they don't understand how we can come to that. It took a lot of fucking hurt.
Check this out. I've been single for like 7 years.
Oh my God.
And I've literally had sex like maybe 6 times in 7 fucking years. And I'm a guy.
Yeah, it's controllable. It's
I know.
Absolutely
Dude,
controllable.
I have friends that I'll hear talk about back in the day how they like took this girl out and spent $200 at a dinner, and I'm all like,
And now if Jonathan makes it to this part of the episode, I'm really gonna have to. But it's better to talk about it, and
Yeah, no, I'm like, and whenever I tell people that, because I've been on here in the past few months, I've been on dating sites because I have gotten lonely, and I don't really go out a lot. If I do, I'm on a stage.
It's not healthy, really, to go a long time like that without sex.
Right. But whenever I tell the girls or whatever I'm talking to that, they're all like, why? They're like, you're not a bad looking.
You do have to release.
They're like, you're not a bad looking guy and all that, and you could get laid. It's like, no, you're not getting it. It's not that I can't get it. It's that I'm not putting all this effort into getting off. You know what I mean? Because after you get up, guess what? It's all gone and whatever. So like, if it don't mean shit to me, it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm not gonna buy you a $200 dinner just to try to put my penis inside of you.
Right.
Sorry.
My highest offer was $5,000.
Well.
Wow.
Last year.
I might do it for $5,000. Hey.
I messaged all my friends and I asked them. I said, "What would you do?" And I just kept thinking about it. I'd be like, if I've got to put a bag over his head, I can't do it.
Right.
So I called him and I apologized that he had to come to that place in life. But if he ever wanted to talk or hang out, definitely. But I would never, ever, ever make somebody pay $5,000 for something so not that. Like, he's going to be disappointed.
3 minutes later, he's going to be like, what the hell did I do?
$5,000, that's worse than the machines.
Oh my gosh. That is, like when I was early bartending, I used to get offered for people, they were like, show me your tits, I'll give you, $20 or whatever, and I never did, because I always thought that was so gross.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
And then the one guy, first he called me a lesbian.
Of course.
And I was like, well, if it's a lesbian and you that I got to choose, I'm going with a woman. But he ended up offering me $500. He kept on going, that'll make your car payment. Are you sure you don't want to do it? That'll make your car payment. And I was like, dude, my dad. That's so gross to me.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I seen something just the other day that was like this lady that has an OnlyFans or whatever, and then like there was one person that bought every single thing on her site, whatever that consists of, whatever, and she like looked at the name and it matched a contact in her phone, so she like did some kind of search and it was her stepdad.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Now see, I have fans only, and you wouldn't believe.
OnlyFans?
Yeah. And you wouldn't believe who some of my biggest people were that wanted. But I mean, Jonathan and I were not together, and I wanted to make it on my own for a while. I wanted to live in the festival scene. I wanted to travel. I wanted to feel life. And so, and he had his army stuff going on. But shit, what was I saying?
So, did you say that backwards because the thing will pick up that we say that site name and like maybe kick the episode?
Oh,
that might be.
Oh, maybe.
Or is there one that's backwards like that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it's a lot of dyslexia.
Oh, right on.
And so
she doesn't look very much.
I had a lot of other musicians
Think about that one.
That would want to. I don't look.
I
made a joke that nobody's going to get but me.
I'm so curious of that site. We've been joking about it. There's a jar up on this Pepsi cooler, and it says Cassandra's fart, $20. It's a joke, but they do sell them.
Oh,
they
yeah.
sell farts for $20.
I did guitar lessons, and your 3 different levels you pay for me were, okay, the first level, I always wear cute clothes. I've never been a stripper, never been a dancer, never taken my clothes off like that. This is me. I wear a cute outfit and I teach you a song. Okay, second level, I wear something sexy and play you a song.
Oh,
Third level, you pick out my outfit and I play you a song.
Oh, right on.
That's all my fans, that's all it was.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, and it was something that I paid my bills. It kept me going, and a lot of, the dudes are disappointed I don't do it anymore, but I got other things to do with my time that got me through. And I appreciate all of them, like wanting to learn the guitar and stuff. I mean, I know there was other reasons. You know, but if you got to pick my outfit out, wouldn't that be sweet? And you should see my closet.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I've always like just been curious, and then even wondered if like I could even make money that way. You know what I mean? Or we joke about like feet and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I keep
You
on
do.
thinking,
You can send underwear to men, and they
oh,
pay
I
big money
know.
for
Isn't
it.
that insane?
That is crazy.
Here's
but-
something I've said for years. You show me any female, I don't care who the fuck, you pick her out, and I will find you a dude that'll pay money to see her naked. I guarantee you some guy would pay some money to, just out of, I don't know, we're fucking weird.
I know.
We're weird. And,
Well, it's like a visual. Men are more visual, and the women more from the heart. You know.
but it could be the ugliest, whatever, and
Oh, I know.
I guarantee you somebody will still pay to see
Oh,
it.
I know it. I worked at Cotton Club, and I
Enough said.
I did, and I worked there.
Wait,
for
what's a
years and
cotton
years.
club?
It was in Buckner.
Buckner,
It was
yeah.
a 4:00.
Is it
bar.
not still open?
No.
Was it Cotton 2?
No, it.
Where was Cotton 2 at?
Same place.
Okay.
Yeah. But I actually worked for Cotton Hargis' wife. I started out working with him. He was a dirty old man.
Oh, his name was Cotton? That's where the...
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, Cotton
I
Hargis.
thought there was like a movie or something back in the day called The Cotton Club or something
Oh,
that I was
maybe.
named for, but...
Like
that's
the
his
Breakfast
name.
Club?
Sure. The Brat Bag?
But I worked for Smilka, and
Smelka?
yes,
Is that German? Russian?
Scandinavian.
Oh, okay.
and she's
Scandinavian.
actually awesome. And a lot of
Smilka.
people, I'll tell you what, I love her. She's actually one of my best friends, and she's quite a bit older than I am. She's an older lady.
She ain't a 60-year-old with a hot bod, is she?
No, that's the Patty. But she does have beautiful eyes. She's got beautiful blue
Hey, well,
eyes.
that counts.
But a lot of people don't like her. They think she's a bitch, and I love that about her.
She's a bitch?
Well, she's not really a bitch, but I mean, if you come across or whatever, she'll tell you. She's not like sugarcoating anything. It'll just come out.
Right.
And then I'm just like,
if you're not like that, you gotta have a friend like that. That's
Oh, yeah.
how you get through life. Yeah, one of you has to
oh
be a
yeah,
bitch.
because sometimes I'm like this. I'm like, because I'll be sitting with her, and and it'll just come out, and I'm just like, oh my god, that was great that she said that, because one time there was this dude, and he bought our table. It was a bunch of girls who were all out drinking. And, men buy women drinks.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're going to fuck you. That don't mean shit. They're
Right.
buying you a drink. So he goes and he buys us a drink. And we're all like, thank you very much. And we're enjoying our drink. And we're all talking to one another. And then he just comes strutting up. And he's like hanging around and kind of and he had this hat on or whatever, and the jacket and the whole thing. And she looked at me and she goes, "What the fuck's he doing?" I'm like, I don't know, And then so I kind of look over and I get eye contact with him. So he comes walking up and I'm like, oh, here he comes. And he walks up to the table and he was like, "Hey, ladies, blah blah blah." And she goes, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I'm like, oh. Because I would have been friendly, and just been like, just been friendly and been like, oh yeah, not interested, he. But not her. She was just like, we're having our time here. We don't know you. Thank you for the drink. Just moving on, move along.
Any time I've ever in my life, which it ain't happened a lot, but I've had a girl at a bar come up to me and say, "Hey, you want to buy me a drink?" I'll say, "Sure, you buy me one first."
Oh,
And they walk right the fuck off.
right.
So I'm all like, I know exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's very weird though. I would never ask somebody.
Yeah,
if
I've
you
had them come up
wanna-
and ask me. Actually, there was one girl that came up and asked if she could buy me a drink, and I wasn't drinking. And I was all like, "Sorry, I'm not drinking." She goes, "Well, how about a soda or something?" And I was all like, "Okay." But then it was like Coke, so it had caffeine in it, so I couldn't drink it anyway. So I was like, "Thanks."
I always tell them, because I always get the offers while I'm up there singing, and I always tell them, joints in the tip jar.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Joints in the tip jar.
Right on.
I don't need no beer from a bar. Just give me joints in my. I have a song about it. Joints in my
Joints
tip
in
jar.
a tip bar.
Yep.
I'm the kind of guy, speaking of tip jar, I'd go to the tip bar with my friends because I was never a big, that was still a whole waste of fucking money and
Yeah.
shit to me, a strip bar. But I'm the guy that'd be, and the stripper make eye contact me and I'd be like, "Oh shit, she caught me looking."
Aww.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's what she's doing. And I'm like, oh shit, she caught me looking at her. And I have no idea why I'm programmed that way, but I am. Damn it. Well, my friends
So you're
are...
saying you're more shy?
I'm not shy at all, but I don't know. And I get along with females great, but like I've told her, if a girl's hitting on me, every girlfriend or whatever I've ever had is somebody that's come up to me and been like, hey, I like you.
You've never been the initiated one?
I don't think so. And that's probably why I've been single for the last 7 years.
Yeah, he has had women hit on him even here.
One literally hit me. She smacked my ass on the bar.
Yeah.
But then she said she was married a little bit later. So.
Well, you must have fucked that up.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know. But you have made out, and you've had other.
Hey, that was for the bar.
And somebody had a crush on you. So, and they even told you that.
No, they didn't. That's the thing.
Oh, they didn't tell you.
No, everybody else has told me how much this girl likes me. She's never once. Well, she did say I was hot, but she also said like the mayor of the town was hot, and everybody else is hot. So I was like, you think everybody's hot?
Well, that doesn't take you out just because she thinks that. I think I have crushes on all kinds of people.
True, but
You know, and that doesn't take away from the other one.
Right,
you know?
right. I mean, I'm gonna like each one of them just as much.
right, yeah, no, I don't know, but it's one. She has a boyfriend and other things that I want no part of. So
Well,
you know what I mean?
Congratulations. We're like seeing that.
Yes, but I mean, I see that, but I'm just saying that, somebody did have a crush on you.
Yeah.
And there's probably other girls that meet you or around you that do have crushes on you.
It's like this.
I've seen him go gaga over him.
This girl's an OnlyFans girl, and on my birthday, I was all like, I can't believe you didn't give me a free day of OnlyFans. And she's like, oh, it's going to take more than a day to get through my OnlyFans. I'll give you a month. And I go to sign up, and or whatever, I go to get on it, and it's all like, give us your credit card number. And I was all like, I don't have a credit card. So she says, here's my credit card information, use mine.
What? Damn.
She gave me 6 free months on her credit card of the fucking her OnlyFans.
Wow, that's wow. I don't get offers like that from dudes.
And I don't know, I didn't
Well,
do
because I'm
nothing.
lesbian.
I did nothing to do this.
Yes,
You're
you
you.
Joni.
That was me. Yeah, I was me.
Queen.
I was me. Yeah, that's all I did. But yeah, that's my thing. Is I'm a preferred taste. I'm not for everybody. I know
I would agree-
that.
I would agree
know
with
that.
that.
I know that. But I know the ones that do like me are like obsessed. And it's not very many, but
Anybody who has a 9 to 5 doesn't like me. I've noticed that. Now, jump over into the people who don't believe in time and blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
None of them like me either. I'm just kind of a loner. Like, I get hit on stage. But as far as like going around to festivals and stuff, I never really had anybody hit on me or want to be with me.
And I've had girls telling me like, you play in a band and you're not bad looking. I bet you're getting all them. Like, I've never played a show and took a girl home ever. Never once.
Never.
Ever.
Yeah, never.
Never.
And it's not the glamorous like drinking
Yeah, like
and partying that they think we do.
I don't know what the fuck everybody thinks. I have no idea what they think, but yeah,
I just crush on them because I usually party with the guys and the people in the band. I like hang around with people in the band.
Yeah.
But I've never fucked any of them. I mean, we're just hanging out, usually doing drugs.
That's what we do. We don't just lay around and screw.
Like everybody thinks that like everybody's like, I don't know, the Rolling Stones or something like those girls waiting for us and when we get off stage in the shower, it's like, no, we're in fucking Southern Illinois.
I don't know.
We're in Southern fucking Illinois. No, that's not.
I don't know.
The thing about being a musician in Southern Illinois is like when your band breaks up, all these thousands of friends you have that you invited to every show that never came was all like, oh, you guys should get back together so I can come watch you. Like, you should fuck off.
Yeah.
So my new Facebook only includes people that have been to my shows and commented on my links, my likes. If I've not ever seen them comment or talk to me, nope.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And it's a lot nicer.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, now that I'm a business owner, it's probably not a good thing because I don't know a lot of the people. And I have noticed that since I've got the Kit Kat page on my social media, I've gotten friend requests from people. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck on my personal.
I'm up to
on my personal page. I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, I feel like I feel obligated.
No, I'm up to close to 5,000 on that page. And you know what happens? As you go up in numbers, you see less and less of people's stuff. It's more and more ads and ads and ads and ads. And so I wasn't even getting to see anything anybody was doing anymore. And so I don't recommend getting a lot of people on there because you don't get Facebook anymore. You
I
just
unfollow a lot of people or 30-day snooze a lot of people. A lot. Because, I mean, I got like 5,000 followers, but...
So I was talking,
bullshit.
when I was talking to Michael Bruce earlier, I told him I don't see his stuff. Like, I never see his shit in my feed.
It seems like most of the stuff I see of him is only when he posts a picture in like Southern Illinois something. Then I'll see his picture.
Yeah. I don't even see that. But somebody was like, well, you have to reset your algorithm or whatever. I don't
Yeah, how do you redo that?
Yeah.
My algorithm was set for like 6 years.
Well, they said that I should go on and
Only
start
in cartoons, not even the movies. Only in fucking cartoons.
that's
That place was
He said,
pretty gnarly. And you know,
I'm trying to play well.
what a fucking story. Wow. Yeah, fucking Barras. That wasn't a place that I would frequent. And then I started getting used to the joint. And then I started feeling safe going there. And then before you knew it, I had a little bit of clout there. Anybody fucked with me, they would be kicked the fuck out.
But
No
are you
questions
aware of the
asked.
60-year-old lady with the hot body that wanted to bang you? He left me a bunch of messages. I ain't listened to him yet, so.
those are all messages he left you?
Yeah, I haven't listened to him yet. Sorry, Michael Bruce.
Because it was entertaining.
Was he one of the guests on?
No, he
We haven't had him.
no,
We should.
Yeah, dude, he does great photography and stuff. He really has primo shit.
Yeah, there's been a couple the vision that he has is I could see doing that same thing because we've talked about making commercials for the bar.
Yeah.
And he goes, we really need to come up with that. I'm like, I've got them all up here. I just don't know how to execute it. You know, I'm not tech savvy. I can't figure that shit out. But Cassandra's little sister Corbin, she can do some of that
Oh, really?
stuff. Yeah, she can. And she said she would do one. And then the risque dance video,
Yeah.
I will send that to you.
Yeah, send that to me.
Oh my God, it is so sexy. And it's not like overly, it's just very woman, because the people that I had that agreed to do it, they were from 60 years old to in their 20s. And all different shapes and sizes and
Yeah.
and I thought, well, let's all make it as comfortable. You dress as comfortable as you want. I mean, I can't do certain outfits. I mean, I would want to be sexy, but in my own way sexy.
Right.
You know, and then do that dance in it. Oh, it's so good. And
I
plus
don't
it's
expect
Maynard.
you to
Ladies,
be in a handkerchief.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter how you look, what your size, big, small. You can be sexy.
Definitely.
You just have to find out what your sexy is. You can be sexy.
You know, like I know I go on those stages and I've had women comment on my confidence and how I go up there and when I play. What they don't know is I'm just like them. I sit back in that mirror before I go on and I criticize myself. I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm just like them. But I'll be damned if I walk out and show it.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
like,
you can.
You do. It's sexy can be anything.
Yeah.
Confidence is one of them.
Yeah, confidence is definitely one of them. That's what I've been heard for years. That's what women like. They like confidence.
Men don't.
right.
Like
No,
confident women.
that's like, that's like straight to their ego, you know. And you're already
Yeah.
fucking with my ego if you're confident in yourself. No,
Yeah.
I need you to
no.
be below me.
You need to go
and-
down. You were from my rib.
Yeah, you need me and all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
you
real.
complete me.
Right.
Oh, that makes me want to puke. I went to a wedding recently, and this is awful because I'm always on Jonathan. I want to be a partnership. We took those marriage vows under an understanding on earth that we didn't understand. It was a fake. I feel like the veil lifted. And so I've been on about this partnership stuff. So we go to this wedding and hearing them say, you now fulfill each other. You are now one. Takes away their independence. And kind of find out that's what makes you in a relationship.
I agree
is
with
your
this.
independence. And
I don't understand why a girl would take a guy's name and shit. That fucking blows my mind.
right?
That blows my mind.
I hope Jonathan sees this.
Why would? Why? If I was a girl, I would. No.
My married name's Moore, but it's not on anything. It's Joni Phoenix.
Here's one thing that girls love to hear out of my mouth. I don't believe in marriage.
Yes.
And it's not the sanctity of marriage. It's I don't believe getting the government involved in my relationships. And
Why do they got it? Why do they got to
makes
keep track?
it makes no sense to me.
So have you ever scrolled through some of your social media and seen somebody like say some of the most mushiest crap that almost makes you want to heave ho when you get? That's like it lines in the sparkles in the freckles in her eyes, and it goes on, and you're like kind of sort of reading through it, and
And
you're
does
like,
he really feel like that, or is he trying to get laid?
Now I'm like, I know these people, and no,
Yeah.
that's not how it is, you know. And I don't do that with. I haven't done that. Well, I guess ever really.
Right.
And I had my relationship with a very toxic guy in my 20s. We had the most toxic relationship, but for whatever reason, we had a lot of passion, and we're just like this.
That's why. That's why.
But that doesn't.
God.
But that doesn't make it like good.
No.
You know.
It makes those moments probably pretty good though.
And it did.
because
but
you
the
can,
fights
yeah.
were just as that way too.
Right,
So
right.
the love and the hate just came,
Yeah.
and it was just like
That's like
Yeah.
enemy signs attract.
it was so
And
toxic.
that's fucking.
And I was the one that walked away and was just like, nope, I'm done. And then we tried to be friends afterwards.
No, not
Yeah.
till you heal. But you know what's messed up? To heal, you have to actually make sure each other heals.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make sure they're okay. You don't have to be in their life, but you know, it's okay to check up on them and make sure they're okay, because that finally closes that last part of you.
I would agree with that. And he actually wanted to come here, or I think he maybe has even been here
When you weren't here,
when I wasn't here.
because you would have probably noticed, right?
Yes, I definitely would have noticed. But
Or
we
is that her
went-
story?
Right.
We went to a Tool concert after we had been broke up for years, and we decided to go as friends. And I remember, you know, he drove for a little while, and then I drove. And I was driving, and you know, I'd never been to this town before, and we stopped at a gas station, never been there before. And I went in through the exit, which is not a big deal. There wasn't cars coming out of it or anything. I
Right.
just never been there. And this is part of the reason why it was so toxic and why we weren't together, because he fucking screamed at me for going, and I was like, "Argh!" And I was like, motherfucker, who's behind the wheel?
No shit.
Did we get into a wreck?
But did we
I
die?
am not your girlfriend. Stop talking to me like
This is
that.
why I'm not.
And I would be like,
know?
and now I will take you through every exit. You will never see an entrance again
Yes,
with me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Why are you doing? Shut up.
And then when we get like that, it's hatred towards them.
It is a lot of animosity.
Yeah.
And then if they don't understand that, that's on them.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, you know, this is part of the why, it's a mistake. I've not ever the fuck been here before, asshole. Shut
Right?
up.
It makes me sick to think sometimes that I was at a point in my life where I would have been like, okay, I'm sorry. And it wasn't that long ago. You know, like,
Yeah.
I had to do a reset for a reason.
I'm a hoe. I'll cut my nose. I'll spot my face. I'll be like, I'll just get out of the fucking car.
You
I
would.
totally
You
would. I would. I'd just
That
get out
is
of my
exactly what you
car.
would do.
Well, I think that was my kind of like, you know.
You're right.
Yeah,
I'm just going to stop right here because I'm addressing this right now. Like, stop screaming at me. This is stupid.
Well, I put down boundaries this time. That works good. Because I can go back to those boundaries and be like, you have crossed those boundaries. And I say when he does. Before, oh, maybe he'll do better next time.
Right.
You know? They don't know unless you tell them.
So that particular time, 9/11 happened. And we were at the O'Hare Airport in
Oh,
Chicago.
really?
And they shut it down. We were at the hotel. And so they shut the fucking thing down, and I don't know, he had a fucking meltdown or whatever. We did sleep in the same bed, but I don't know if he thought he was gonna fuck, or I don't know what he was thinking, but I was like, dude, we went to this concert, I am fucking tired, I seen Maynard, and I'm gonna go to bed. You know, that's just
Expecting
it.
sex.
Oh yeah,
because-
and then mad about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, sit over there and be
Right.
mad and pout.
So like I said about the guy spending $200 at a dinner, so he went through all this shit thinking he was going to get some.
Oh well, I guess. Well, he was wrong.
He probably thought he was going to get some.
Yeah.
He was wrong.
That's why I don't live my life on those man terms of, oh, if I do this and this, I might get some. Fuck that.
Well, I remember going down. I had needed a break, so I went down to, there was a lounge, and there was a businessman talking, and they had 9/11 on the TV, and he asked me if I wanted a drink, and I was like, sure. And I was sitting there, and I was having this conversation with this stranger, and we're talking, and this is crazy, and they shut it down, and he goes, he was like, excuse me, he's like, do you know that man? And I was like, what man? And he points over, and I look over, and my ex is like glaring at me through the fucking window, and he, like, just so mad, and he's like, you fuck me. And he was like, who is that? And he embarrassed the shit out of me, is what happened.
Thank you so much, JD.
Oh shit, that's good.
Thank you.
Shit, that's good.
He embarrassed the shit out of me in front of this stranger.
Pickle or onion or
You know.
anything? Pickles, onion.
I'm good.
I'm good.
That's fucking
Maybe
good
a pickle
shit,
shot
dude.
with this.
Now pickle shot.
Yeah.
Can you grab me a small thing of fries?
He's amazing.
Kind of a communal thing there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where did you find him?
I actually,
She don't do that.
yes, actually, it was his voice
Really?
that did it.
woods?
He's a very good singer.
What?
And like
Oh,
I said,
yeah,
I'm really into music, and that was the first thing. The first time I heard you sing, I thought it was I didn't know you were even singing karaoke. I thought it was I think it was Billy Joel, and I thought it was just was it Neil Young? And I just thought it was Neil Young singing,
Sweet Caroline.
and it wasn't.
Boom, boom.
No, that's Neil Diamond.
Oh, that's right. You guys ever seen Saving Silverman? Cheers.
Yeah.
Neil Young, Harvest Moon.
It's fucking good.
Yeah, and so yeah,
You need more fries?
I don't think I'm good. Can I get a fork for this coleslaw?
3/4.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
Anything else I can get that I already brought out?
Fried fish.
Salt shaker? You need
Shake it like a salt shaker.
shaker.
Damn, that's good shit.
He's gonna bring it to me. Thank you.
I'll take my tip later.
Just the tip, right? Damn. Podcast and fried fish. Holy shit.
Yeah. So, I came in and sang karaoke at a bar I was working at. And I actually, one of my rules is I don't want to date anybody from the bar.
Right.
And I broke the rule for him. And I almost
That's what you get for making rules.
yeah, I think that's...
Boundaries.
Yeah, that's true. And it was so sweet because I kind of had a crush on him, right? And he finally figured out that I had a crush on him. And then he asked me, he goes, one day he goes, I was working at the Legion, and I shut the bar down. It was just me and him. And he goes, do you want to go on a date? Like dinner and a movie? And I was like, I do. I do. On a date. And so that was, he took me, he goes, have you ever seen a movie in IMAX? And I was like, no, I haven't ever. And he was like, oh, we got to go see a movie in IMAX. So
What movie was it?
Spider-Man.
Hang on, which one? Tobey Maguire? No, way after that. Was it the last?
Hollander, Tom Holland.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the original was like 2003 or some shit, so.
Yeah.
Not the original, but Tobey Maguire.
I can't do movies. I pass out right away. And
Oh, no.
in my mind, what goes on in my mind is so much better than movies anyways. So I sit in a lot of quiet. I love it.
Me too.
I feel sorry for people who can't. I'm just like,
Here's my thing. If you've never been alone with yourself for any amount of time, you don't know who you are. You
How
don't know
can you
who
love if you don't know?
You don't know who you are. And I have so many people who have to be in a relationship, friends that they go from one relationship, they get out, they got to be in another one because they got to have somebody, and it's miserable.
I was celibate for
Miserable.
after the toxic relationship in my 30s. Well, I did have sex, but I wasn't in a relationship until I was like 37. And that's when I met Brandon. The second one.
The second English teacher,
Yeah.
named Brandon.
Isn't that weird?
That is
Two
That's a
Brandons.
very specific type.
Yeah.
I like English teachers named Brandon.
Yeah, and that's what happened.
Do you have a type? That's one thing that I don't have. I do not have a type. I don't understand the type, but
I do, and they're opposite of me.
okay.
I don't know. I want to be with somebody. I don't know. But that's really not who I want to be with. I want to be with somebody who's just like me, so I can go have that fun, and so I got another mind like me.
But sometimes that's too much.
It is. You need breaks from that.
Because I've met a gal who had the same exact number energy as me, same life path and whatever. And when we was around each other, I was all like, holy shit, how annoying must I be? Because I didn't even get to talk. And I'm a talker.
Yeah.
I didn't get a fucking word in edgewise. I was like, holy shit, how annoying am I?
So all my parents, my mom's been married 5 times, and all my parents are Virgos, except for my biological father. And it is so true. The only person that can be with a Virgo is a Virgo, or they're by themselves. And you can only be with a Virgo because they understand you're fucked. You know, like they understand.
I'm Virgo and Libra, and I'm literally in both. I have parts of both.
The emotions of a Libra.
I'm emotional, but I'm 11, so 11s are emotional. I have a son who's 20,
That's
just
what I was
turned 21,
just gonna ask you.
and he introduced me into numerology. I knew nothing about it.
Because see, we were watching your podcast, and you said something about it on there.
Okay.
And so me and John was like, "What's numerology?" And so I took and I showed him, and that's when I heard you say that about your son.
Yeah,
So
dude, he's good at it.
Really?
He is good. Like, yeah.
Is he good at math?
I mean, when it comes to that, he is.
And I didn't know this, but on the number 1, there's 1 point, and number 2, it's called a 2 because there's 2 points on it. Did you guys know that? A 3 has 3. You're gonna blow your mind.
Hang on. Does a 4 have 4 points? 4's only got 3 points.
No,
then.
a 4's got 4.
Unless it comes through, right? A 5's got 1, 2, 3, 4?
I never knew this was how numbers were made numbers. So a 1, point right there, okay? A 2, point. I like that. Yeah, there's the point somewhere on the one, but it only has 1 point.
Right. And
The 3,
would be the-
point. 4, point. Don't you remember seeing those little dots like and when you're in like kindergarten and
Yeah.
stuff on the?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
thought they were to trace.
Yeah, right.
No, it's actually to show how many points are on it. I don't know. I only got 4 on the 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And 6 would only have 1, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Well, we have to Google that because I'm stumped at 5.
Well, we do have information at our fingertips.
That's right.
Right? I don't like Google though, and I don't like GPS because I know where I'm at all the time and I don't get lost.
I like asking people questions. And it's funny because they'll be like, can't you just Google it? I'm like, well, yeah, but I'd rather have a conversation about it.
Right?
Damn it. Yes. Okay. I just asked my roommate the other day about something. He's like, can't you just Google it?
Okay, conspiracy theories. I think that we were given those phones and such easy access because they have brainwashed, and that the blue screen is what it's called, and it's actually an ongoing thing. And I believe our children are ruined. Mm-hmm. I do.
Dude.
They blue screened them.
I told my
These are so
7-year-old son last night about fluoride in water. And he was all like, why would they put poison in our water?
Population control.
And I
Make
was-
them watch The Purge.
And I was all like, Good question, buddy, but they believe it has something to do with being able to keep control, to talk you into doing things and different things. And like, so I Googled it, right? He's like, look it up for me. So I was all like, does water have fluoride in it? And I was like, yes, sodium fluoride. Or sodium fluorine, maybe one.
Yeah.
So then I was like, is sodium fluoride poisonous? And it says, yes, sodium fluoride is poisonous and can be fatal. So it's in our water. And do you know why?
Why?
Because a dentist costs $300 for a trip, but it only costs $1 a year for everybody to pay for fluoride in their water. This is what Google fucking told me. And I was all like, wait a minute, so they're poisoning us so we can save money at the dentist?
So
Bullshit!
I always questioned water towers anyways. Why do we need a water tower? If the water's going from a source to the water tower to us, why can't we just cut the water towers out and just get it from the source? That makes more sense. They're putting the water towers to get the fluoride in there, and
Probably.
water towers are green and blue and yellow for a reason. Because when the heat hits that metal, it keeps it the same chemical.
Ah.
And when it's any other color, it changes the chemical properties of the water and makes it into something else. Probably something good for us.
Right?
Because then I was always like, why would water towers be blue in the air? So it doesn't change the chemical makeup.
Why aren't camouflage boats blue?
I don't know. I mean, I truly believe this is the end of times.
I think it's been the end of time
And this
since
is what Jesus was trying to tell
the
everybody.
beginning of time.
I bet. And they were like, no, take him out before he gets there. Like, tell him.
That's like I tell my 21-year-old, I was all like, we've already been marked with the number of the beast. And he's like, no, we haven't. And I was like, Social Security number. It's like, when you're born, everyone is given a Social Security number so they can take money from
Have you watched birth certificate, like what that means? Like, and they put your children's footprints. Do you know what that means? Mm-mm. That's the government now taking your children. You have just handed them over, having them in a hospital. They put their footprints down, they tag them, and to you they go. But the government takes our children.
When I was in like second grade, they came out with a program to where all the schools, they fingerprinted all the kids in case they got kidnapped.
Yes.
My dad was like, bullshit.
That gave me goosebumps because I just had that realization the other day.
I was the only kid in school that my parents was like, nope, you are not fingerprinting. And I'm like, why, Dad? He goes, because in 20 years, there could be a crime committed, and it could be you touched a book one day somewhere, and it went here, and it was in the place where that crime happened. They'll get your fingerprint and be like, it was you. And I was all like,
They put us all in the database sitting there.
yeah. Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, we're all numbered, and that number so they can get taxes from us.
Yeah, and why do you have to have you can't have a kid without it being on record? Like,
No. Because that's money for the government.
that's not freedom. That's not freedom.
I do know a person who had a child that I don't know as of now, but I know as of when it was born,
I'm gonna see my husband.
it wasn't in the hospital. They did not get a Social Security number for the kid or nothing because they literally had been in trouble before. So as soon as they have the kid,
Wow.
the government takes it away. So she just didn't turn it in that she was having a kid and had a kid.
Yeah, but at some point, they would have to have some
You
sort
would
of,
think because, but like I said, I don't know now.
because you can't do anything without a social security
Right? No,
number.
Right.
no, you cannot.
And you know the only reason why we have to go to school is so we have a diploma to get us a job or into college.
And do you know?
It's the only reason you go to school.
I was all like,
Well, I mean to learn and shit, but
my oldest son, he was like a really good in sports and shit when he was young. And I was all like, man, you can get a free education in college and all this shit. And then after he started getting a certain age and I started seeing shit, I was like, yeah, don't go to college. Because you're going to have a debt for your whole fucking life.
Oh,
yeah.
But you're
You
never
do.
going to pay back.
You absolutely
You're
do.
never going to pay it back.
They talk us into buying. Hey, honey. Yeah, see?
Hello.
They talk us into buying these cars, but having these homes, and you're not
Yeah.
anything without it.
Yes, that's what I was telling my 7-year-old last night. I was all like, hey, when you buy a house, It just came out. I was like, when you buy a house and you get the land, I was like, you think you own that, right? And he's like, yeah, you do own it. I was like, well, the next year you have to pay taxes on it, whatever the government says it is. And if you don't pay that $300-$400, whatever, they take your land from you.
Yeah. No matter what you paid on your place.
Yeah, and it was all like my childhood home. We lost to like $250 in back taxes.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was all like everybody has stuff when they're growing up. Like some guy showed their PP from the second story window when I was in second grade or some shit. Mine was getting my home taken away from me at like 14 years old. I mean, that was mine. Like we had a sand lot next door. We had 2 big fields and shit. It was my mom's grandma's house and all this shit. Good. My dad was literally poisoned at Diagraph Bradley, if you know what that is. Do you know what 148 Heron, if you go like the refuge, they got them buildings on the, big buildings on the side? Well, he painted farm equipment. And some dude thought in like 1980 or 79, thought it'd be a good idea to throw all these empty paint cans in a trash can and burn them inside of clothes, whatever. And my dad got like the equivalent of Agent Orange poisoning. So, this is 1981, his lawyer guaranteed him $1.7 million.
Okay.
My mom's grandma died, and all of her brothers and sisters and everybody wanted her grandma's house. And it was for sale for $32,000. My dad settled out of court for $37,000 so he could buy my mom her dream house. That was her grandma's house. And then we lost it for $250 in back taxes. So I could have grown up a little rich kid. 1.7 million guaranteed in 1981. I grew up fucking dirt poor. But that's okay, because I wouldn't be the person I am today. I'd be a piece of shit, I'm sure. Just because you have money don't mean you're a piece of shit. Sorry, but I would be if I had money.
So, Jonathan, this is Jody.
Hey, Jody.
Nice to meet you, man. I hear you're her little brother's best friend.
Yeah. That's how I met him.
I was like, how much younger is your little brother?
And I'm Kat.
Yes, Kat.
This is our place.
This is nice.
Where are you from?
Ava.
Ava?
Ava area, yeah.
Where the other Pheonixes are from. They didn't know.
You know where Jacob's at?
Oh, no, I don't know any other.
No?
I didn't realize Pheonix was a real last name.
You thought that was my station.
I thought it was a
I mean,
stage
it's
name.
really cool, right?
Yes!
I almost took it when I'm here.
We just had this conversation. I was like, I don't know why a woman would take a guy's name, but
And I'm like, I really didn't.
Yeah.
6 years before I put it on my license. But it went Morber, Pheonix Morber. But I just couldn't drop the Pheonix. I couldn't. It was
I
like,
mean, really, how can you?
yeah, that's cool. That's
hard
cool
to
last
know.
name. I've known you for a couple of years until like an hour ago. I thought that was just because I know I am friends with at least 60 girls on Facebook from the festival scene whose last name's Pheonix.
Oh, really?
I'm
But
the
they're
only
not
real
really.
one. I'm the
Yeah,
only
they're
real
not
one.
really.
They're not really Pheonix. That's just what they, because they rose from the ashes, they think. But
Yeah, that's what that is.
Are you from around this area?
I'm from Johnson City originally.
Yeah. You too?
I'm from Benton,
Yeah.
but I live in Mount Vernon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A little ways farther.
Well, we talked about everything tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even marriages.
Yeah.
Even marriages. I'll just let you know, even marriages. Yeah.
So how, Joy was looking, she's like, where do they have this at? I said, I think they probably go through it and edit it maybe, and then post it.
No,
Or is it live?
no, it's not live, but whenever I go home, I'll post it.
Oh, okay.
So it'll probably be, it takes like 2 hours to upload from, so.
Yeah, we watched the Bigfoot one on.
That's what she said yes, right, too. And like I was telling her, I was like, that is our least watched one, and that is the that's the most prominent guest we've had.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? They were like actual podcast guests.
Yeah.
To where other people were like, not saying they weren't, but like people we know that are artists and shit, but these were like actually established people, and like people are like, no, we don't want you guys just talking bullshit.
Have you heard that before with Garden of the Gods? Like,
What?
Bigfoot in that area?
Oh,
I'm the Bigfoot person.
You are?
Yeah.
they held a
I turned him
Bigfoot
into
festival
a
in Mount
monster.
Vernon last September.
Not a festival. It's a conference.
Conference.
Oh,
Yeah. And we had like rock star Bigfoot people in the community.
Really?
Oh yeah. We
My
had
youngest guy
Ron.
would love that.
We had Ron Moorhead. I mean, that's the guy who does the Sierra Sounds, and And then Scott Nelson, which he's nerdy, and I had a crush on him. I crush out. And then we had Lyle Blackburn. He wears the black hat, and he's in a rock band, so he's like
really?
a full rock star.
Okay.
Yeah, we did really good. And then the guys that we had on the show, they're from Elizabethtown, and it's beautiful down
The Squatchers.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I was telling about Divers Down. You know, and their food,
Galconda.
and Galconda, and their cheese sticks.
Yeah, she been talking about fucking fried cheese. Hold on.
Yeah,
She has a fried cheese issue.
Oh yeah,
I've been eating
Yeah.
a lot of it.
yeah.
That's that Divers Down. It's like a block of it and cut it.
That's what she was saying. So square and shit. Yeah.
So good.
Oh,
You've
God,
never
it
had
sounds
anything
like
like it. Yes, I highly recommend it.
So have you had a real cheese curd, not fried, but
Oh yeah.
that like squeaks in your mouth? Yeah.
That's squeaky juice.
Yeah, I went to Wisconsin years ago with the military, and our oldest, Dylan, I brought him back like a stop at a little station. They got those cheese curds, and
Yeah.
meats and cheese,
Yeah.
and then like the wedge hat.
The fucking Green Bay hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cheese head.
Yep.
So are you still in the service?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, I'm in the National Guard.
Yeah, you can get out anytime.
I'm ready to get out.
Are you?
Do you like it or
Yeah, I mean I like it. It's just
how long have you did
21
it?
years.
Oh
20
fuck.
years.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how old can you retire from the service?
I could retire now, but I can't draw with the National Guard. You can't draw until you're 60.
Oh really?
Like if I've got
You're quite younger than 60, ain't you?
I'm 38. But if you got like a year active, like say a year deployment,
Yeah.
you can draw that.
I got you.
Where
So
regular Army, they can draw it as soon as they get out.
have you always been in the National Guard?
Yeah, I did.
So I did active, and when I got home from the Army and I was done with the Army, I met somebody in the Army, I married Army.
It's just in you.
Absolutely.
Literally now.
Yeah.
So
No.
if you guys are in the woods or in the forest, have you ever had anything weird happen?
No, I hiked that river trail, like I did through hike on it.
9 days, 20 miles a day.
I really didn't, other than a lot of fucking pain. You know? Turtles, like that, it was kind of weird seeing turtles on the trail. I would see them like every day. That was the first thing I'd see about the box turtles.
Yeah.
They might have been just coming out to the trail to get water, or I don't know. But it just like resonated with me. Like I was speeding through that trail, and I was like, I just slow down.
Yeah.
Show me your leg. Like he's got the trail, the river to river, like tattooed on his leg.
Oh,
Like
cool.
everything that
Oh,
meant
shit.
something to him. See, there's the turtles, and yeah, it's like a whole, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
He could use a little cocoa lotion there. But
Yeah.
It's the weather.
Sorry, I had to.
You're good.
Gotta moisturize.
Yep.
I mean, I spent some time in there, and other than that, like hunting and stuff.
That's the whole, one of the ideas of starting the podcast was they are Bigfoot believers, and I believe in all kinds of shit. And I did believe in Bigfoot one time, but I don't. So I was all like, that could be one of the podcasts, you guys convincing me. So they did me one better. They brought in some fucking rock stars
Yeah, they
with
did.
fucking pictures. And what sucks is,
I seen you show you the pictures.
yes, and what sucks is we are not technically enough that we could put those pictures up on the screen.
Yeah.
Because they had some really good pictures too.
They did.
Really.
There was one that looked like a fucking ape
Yeah,
just sitting there.
yeah.
It was a fucking ape. It's what it's fucking
Yeah.
exactly what it looked like.
And you saw exactly what I saw too, because I was like, "Wow, his nipples are."
Yeah, and it was his eyes.
Really?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like, "That's not his nipple, that's his eyes."
I even said on the plane, I was like,
"It's like this big."
Yeah, I was like, I
What's
see
that?"
nipples, but his head's down like this, and his eyes were
Wow.
to where it looked like his
Yeah.
nipples. But yeah, it
If
was.
they're out there, that'd be. I mean,
I mean, we live in the middle of the Shawnee, you know, down there in Alto Pass and Cobden area. I've heard some strange noises come from
Oh,
those
the
woods.
noises. So they've got noises. They've got a lot of audio too. They have a website, and there's this mostly in Elizabethtown. But then they went up to, where did they go, JD?
That's dangerous.
northeast of Springfield, Illinois.
And they had an aggressive Bigfoot up there that was messing with this guy.
They're with them this spring.
What? Really?
Are we?
That's pretty cool.
I'm scared. I'm a glamper. I'm not like.
Glamper,
She's
yeah.
not an adventurous one, no.
I don't mind being out there, but I I don't like not being armed because, for real,
Bear spray.
well, we don't know. I mean, if
Batman had shark
you don't
spray,
know, like, if you don't know what their genetic makeup is, you don't know if anything.
Bear
is
spray
gonna
can get
work.
anything.
Oh my gosh! So I was out in Montana with like a rescue group, and we went out there. One of them was a fish and wildlife guy for years, and he said he would rather take out bear spray than a gun with him.
Okay.
With grizzlies, just because of how potent it is.
Stops them on the dime.
Really?
Yeah.
So if it can stop a grizzly on a dime,
No shit.
I think I'd be.
Yeah, they're like a bullet ain't gonna do as much. Oh wow, that must be fucking some good shit.
I don't know, but I do want to be armed, especially if one is aggressive.
Right. That's like walking into
be
something
sleeping
stupid.
in a
Yeah.
tent.
You might as well take it.
Right.
And then
Oh,
they're
you're
just-
gonna be in a tent?
But if they
yeah,
were,
like the primitive camping, and I'm like, I'm a glamper, guys. I'm so sorry.
if
I
Bigfoot
would-
is real and it's here and it was aggressive, there would be so much
Oh, yeah.
fucked up
you would
shit.
just be, yeah, but you would just be like, you would
Somebody
be,
just missing and shit.
Well, no, you would just be a story in the fucking local.
Yeah.
You know, they got mauled by a cat or something, big cat
Yeah.
area or
Something like that,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't tell you it was Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You know, and we've had a lot of weird stories in Southern Illinois has
Well, down by Murfreesboro, right?
Yeah,
Like
Big
back in the
Muddy.
70s? Yeah.
Big Muddy Monster. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was getting John the pickle shop.
Oh, it's in that little thing right there.
Yeah. So I'm like,
pickle shop? I don't drink.
Pickle juice?
A pickle
Pickle juice and vodka, dude. Yeah. I didn't. First place I ever
they're
heard.
very
Oh,
addicting.
smoky?
They're
They make like a
addicting.
pickle,
Ah,
have you had that?
no.
Oh,
I never had anything. It's fucking good shit though.
They are good. I'm kind of proud of that.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Dude,
Alcohol in there?
yeah. Yeah. That's the only shot I've ever shot that I drink slowly so I can taste it all the way. Dude, it's good. It's good. It's not pre-mixed. They
You
get,
should like bottle that and sell it.
yeah.
She does.
Oh, you do?
Well, here. Right.
Kit Kat's pickle shots. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's cornered the pickle shot industry
I
yet,
don't-
man.
well,
You guys should
well,
do
you-
that.
Well, you can. You can buy them pre-made like they were.
But it's not the same, dude.
Well, no. Well,
It's
yeah.
not even close to the same.
Yeah, it is. It's good. That's
No.
Zacky Poo,
The
really.
old smoky moonshine, like people,
Moonshine with pickles? That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, they have that down. Well, there's a lot of that. Is it raining?
Is that rain?
Yeah, it's right.
Shit, my fucking windshield wipers quit working like yesterday, too.
Oh, that's a mouse.
It's a mouse. Did you catch it?
No, it's fast.
All right, look, this is going to go off in like three and a half minutes, so we're going to wrap this show on.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it
We
up.
do, we
Wrap
do
it up.
like
Wrap.
really long form podcasts, and I don't even know how that happens. We just start talking,
Yeah.
and the next thing you know,
Yeah.
4 hours have gone by.
When I looked up earlier and it was 8 o'clock, I was like, there's no fucking way it's already been that long.
Yes,
but-
and you haven't even played, or we haven't
I
showed you.
know.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
I know.
Come back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I'd stay here hours longer, but I got to be up for work in fucking 8 hours.
I'm gonna play her a song before I leave here. I'm gonna play her one of my originals.
Okay.
Oh, right on.
You want to play it for the camera?
Yeah.
Because this thing quits recording at 3 hours. And we're at 2:57. Let's go ahead and get some of your art in here. And check out the two lost those swimming in the fish bowl over there. Katrina really liked your bow growls.
Yep.
Which one?
The girls with the bows.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a harvest moon kind of.
I love it.
I love that orange ant.
Do you want to put the microphone over
Just
there?
sounds good, huh?
It does. It had to read Jess, I'm sorry.
All right, you got like a minute and a half.
I'm going.
This my shit shuts off at 3 hours.
All right.
We'd start again. Hey, yeah, get closer to the.
Hold on, let me sit down. Dang it. And now I'm nervous. I'm too hot to bop. bop, to bop, a diddly doo, 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 diddly bop, 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 to bop, doo. Is this man supposed to be that one for me? He makes me laugh, makes me smile. Oh, it's time I laugh for a while. Off to bop, to bop, a diddly doo, 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 diddly bop, 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 to bop, doo, doo. I was never lonely or sad. I was living life best I had. In an instant, he changed me. I wrote this song for him to see. On to bop, bop to bop, a diddly doo doo doo, doo 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 bop, bop 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 doo doo. I was never lonely or sad.
Joni Mitchell! Mitchell, why do I keep on saying that? Joni Phoenix! Some results may vary. Episode 6.
Do 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 bop 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 do do. I prayed one day